Finally, a stream during human hours.
The Kid in the Shadows, 26 months. Is this human hours? I guess it is in India. Hold the phone.
Honestly, somehow I feel like this doesn't affect Vu. I still think he's just going to be insane.
Any nerf
right? I just don't think it's going to affect him whatsoever.
Okay, so today I think I'm only going to watch the first game.
And speaking of GX, they made
a
major roster change earlier this week. So I sat down with their head coach Pipson to catch up on the latest developments.
I'm going to a pub quiz anyway.
Well, it's time to catch up with
Who cares about this game?
Pipson, you guys have
But we'll win. Don't worry about it.
The last couple of weeks, we don't have a lot of time left.
But win.
You can still qualify
Heretics win.
Playoffs. So what was the reason?
It don't matter.
Bench Redguard this time?
Loud lost. I didn't watch the Loud game either. That's for good reason. I mean, I did watch. So I started watching it about this point. I watched the second half of this map, and I watched Furia get to 11, and then I watched one of the worst throws of all time, and I was like, fuck me, they're gonna get away with it. Wake up in the morning, and what happens? Furia wins. What a Loud, dude, a Loud out? I don't think they're officially out, but
less than a week ago we played like previous.
It's not looking good for them, is it?
It was mostly about that.
Oh, you can't see. Oh, my camera isn't working.
Pretty good stats. We know he's pretty stable because for 2 years in Spanish league he's playing really good individually. So we just wanted to give him a chance.
Let's talk about this, him being available, because I know
so yeah, Loud, not very good.
And I believe
Am I gonna watch Americas today? I won't be able to watch the first game.
How is this gonna work with
but I'm gonna stream when I get back, which definitely will be in time for this. If this is a 2-0, I might be back for the third map of this, but if this is a 2-0, I'll probably just start with NRG. But I'll watch all of the NRG because I want to make a video about NRG anyway. So I'll need to watch them. And then tomorrow, I don't think I'm gonna stream at all tomorrow because I'm gonna help Molly, my girlfriend, with moving some stuff. And then it's our election, so I'm gonna stay up and watch our election.
Like especially that no one expect him to like okay that he needs to,
and I'm not going to be watching APAC from now on either.
Did you bring your corporate overlords to heal?
Sometimes he's gonna play like
what do you mean by that?
And stuff
I should put this back on, shouldn't
I? We will just try to adjust to him as well and make him a bit more comfortable on some maps where he feels uncomfortable, but we didn't really have a lot of time to change anything. We played I don't know, maybe like 8-10 scrims with him, not more. So it's like 2 full days of practice.
Election watch party?
So
no.
We'll see.
Thank you very much, Pipson,
I mean,
for joining me.
Mello will be on at fucking. I mean, I'm gonna stay up for the NRG game because I'm gonna be staying up till like 4 AM to watch the election coverage.
The benching that Giant X decided to do, as you heard from him, it was an organization decision. It doesn't sound like, at least, Kakuka, that this came from Pipson.
I think that,
and then we'll have the American election obviously in the autumn, or in the fall, and then we can listen to the American CNN. Carson County! We gotta wait on Carson County!
Wish the team all the best and for everybody to keep showing their support.
It is a massive change though, because we already saw that Cloud was going to be IGLing from that post-play interview that we did last week, and that's a massive.
Who's playing instead of
Redguard? Also to be losing out on such a strong voice within.
What's his name?
As well.
Matt Vito? God, you want so much. Leave me alone.
Down to that communication.
And it's such a difficult job for someone like Famzy. You know, Pipson was saying how he's pracking with his team, he's pracking with our team. We have to like juggle all sorts of things. But who is Famzy? How excited should we be about this player?
How many players are we going to be getting from Rising in Spain? I'm just saying that, you know, keep on coming. But Famzy, well, he's still playing. You know, we were here in Pipson. Yes, he's the first two-way player to actually make it into Tier 1. He was winning yesterday, and after playing with Giants, he will have to come back because he has to play in DreamHack in Valencia. So it's very exciting to see that, you know, there is that way, there is that path from Tier 2 onto Tier 1. For him, though, the other players that we've seen stepping in for some of the teams have been more on the flexible side. But Fancy has always been a duelist. You know, a couple of 2 exceptions. But it makes me wonder, and here in Pipson as well, what are they going to do with him? Because they had Fiti, then they had Purple, and now they have Famsi. So I'm just saying,
like KC, run it back
Make
like
it happen.
KC, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Make it happen.
I gotta stream at
that's my
Pacific
question,
time.
though.
I mean,
Can
I'm
Pipson replicate
like
that
these
egg
Pacific
method
games
during
don't
this
really
tournament?
matter that much anymore.
That's the
So I'm not
nice
really
part.
that bothered, to be honest.
And also being a player that has to go back and forth, that's a lot.
Obviously, when the playoffs start, although there will be one day of playoffs, I think I'm gonna miss.
This is the thing, though. He did allude to the fact
When do the
that
playoffs
he,
start in
you know,
Pacific?
he won't have a choice but to fill some of Redgar's roles. And how difficult do you
So they
think that
start
will be,
on
Ash,
July the
considering, like Paul
12th.
said, there's a lot of Omen
Will I miss
players
any of
in
that?
the league. Everybody plays at
July
8, so
12th.
Maybe he does. Maybe he's done it before.
He's done it a couple of times historically.
I might be
but
missing,
when
like,
you look at
this
overall,
game,
the
I
agents that
think.
he's been playing, it is
miss
overwhelmingly
these
the
games, I'm not
duelist
sure.
as well as that chamber beforehand. So I do think though.
But
that
do these
with
games
how aggressive
matter?
these
Oh,
Omen
yeah, this
players
one does.
have been globally, there could be that.
Yeah, this is the
opportunity
big
for
game, really,
Fancy
isn't it?
to get a little bit creative. Maybe we see some.
I don't know, though.
like
I'm not
Blue
sure if I
does,
will
just
or
get
will not
behind
miss
them and
these.
just get really
If
aggro
it's
to this
12
fight.
p.m., I
I
might.
mean, there is a world. We know that the chances for Giants.
Oh, no, July
Giant X
14th.
are
No, yeah, it
slim,
should be
to
good.
say the best, but,
July 14th is a
there
Saturday,
is a
right?
world in which they think that
Hold
adding another duelist
Calendar?
on top of it could be the solution to everything.
Oh,
And hear me
14th
out,
is a
I'm
Sunday.
So here for it.
I will say though, Finnish players
Okay, I might miss the upper
traditionally
final
coming into
game
Tier
then.
1 in VCT, have
Okay, I
always
might
been
miss this
pretty
game,
successful.
but I
They're
should be
ice
back for
cold,
this one.
They're talented. I'm very, very
Which is the
excited to
important
see
one. The upper
someone
final
like
doesn't
Fancy,
really matter
to
because both
take the
teams will have
stage as well,
qualified.
but this also leaves a question
Right?
when it comes to the leadership, to the IGL. We
Yeah.
heard it from Cloud. He was
This one doesn't matter.
IGLing against Na'Vi
It's fine.
last week. Are we expecting him to kind of carry that
I can be
role
back
on,
for
and
this,
how-
surely.
what did you
And this
guys
is
make
the
of
actual
that?
game that matters because this is like the
How
last
many
spot
changes
game.
Can Giant X make in one
Like, this is
week
the
in
team that
middle of
actually
the
qualifies
competition?
game.
I think that probably he just needs reps. I think that for us to get an actual result on whether we like it or not, he just needs to do it a little bit more, and we need to, you know, start identifying. And he himself, is this is actually something that he wants to keep doing? If this is a temporary fix, or how is this going to stand in his career?
I mean, I'm thinking
And
Team
what I do
Heretics
like
will
about
win,
it, though,
to
is
be
we
honest.
even just saw it in those clips there on the stream.
Are
The
they
fact
doing
that
Swiss
Cloud
for
seems to
champs?
bring
I
a
don't
little
think
bit
so,
more of that
no. I think
energy
they're
as the
doing
caller
just the
feeds
old
in here as well
school
for Giant
normal
X. We
groups.
really
I
saw
don't know.
him
Where am I
driving
vacationing
home
this
that
summer?
kind of emotional
My
side
vacations
of
are going to
it.
be
He
more in
can
the
train with
autumn,
their
although that
skills
might
at
change, I suppose, if they do
I
change
was
the
a big
calendar.
fan of the way that he IGL.
My,
The way that
it'll
they
probably
spoke
after
about it as
Ascension
well.
is when I go
Yeah.
on my
Vote in your
vacation, and
head,
I don't know
Cloud,
when Ascension is
micromanaging
yet.
people.
Well, that's why Redguard being there
But
helped him, right? 'Cause
where
he
am I
was
gonna
saying,
go? I don't
you
know.
you
Where
are
should I go?
already a loss, so I do wonder if the other teammates have to step up in that kind of IGL era. I mean, who would it be if it had to be
Where
someone
should I go?
to kind of be the secondary caller there?
I mean, Hoodie, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I would go
Turkey?
for Hoodie.
I have never
On the
been
other
to
side,
Turkey.
We also heard Miniboo saying on X earlier.
I've
that,
never been to the
only time that he
Netherlands
wasn't playing
or Georgia.
duelist in his career was when Purpo was
Australia is
playing
quite
it. This
away.
wasn't like MGT.
Come
Like,
to
we're talking
Brazil?
About, when Miniboo was 15.
How far is a
so
flight
last
to
year.
Brazil?
Yeah, insane.
Are there
to be able
direct-
to
there
go
will be
head
direct
head
flights
now
to
into
Brazil,
this
of course
match.
there
It'll
will.
be fun to see almost that revenge arc between two old colleagues.
Yeah, I
Come
can't
to
wait
France.
see it
I've been
either.
to
Giant
France.
X, they need to win.
You know,
this
I should
very,
go to
very
Poland.
important Spanish derby against arguably the strongest team in the world right now. It's time to bring them out onto stage to face Team Heretics.
Come to Sugandis. Great people. I'll think about that.
You get shot, you lose the round, you lose the game. It's an
Will
FPS
Gist, thanks for the
game.
5 months.
Come to Canada.
Copyright. Where will I go? I think Poland is a decent shout. What's the weather like in Poland in like October? Sad and rainy? Oh, great. That's exactly what I want. But yes, I'll have to think about it. If I had to think right now, Portugal maybe. Carlos. Go and see Carlos. Carlos 01. Maybe I'll just go where whoever wins the Euros. And if England win, I'll just go to Cornwall. Map veto, here we go. Ascent, correct. Oh, they banned Sunset. They know what they're doing. Fuck. Damn you, Giants, for not trolling.
You get shot. You
And they
lose the
picked
round.
Split,
You
which
lose
was
the
their ban
game. It's an
before. That's a bit
FPS
strange.
game.
Damn, they didn't troll, but I did get Haven map 3 right. Unlucky. Cornwall in October is not the vibe. That's fair. Tobenio, thanks for the 10 months. Milchis, did I say you? 5 months? Come to Canada. Yeah, I've never been to Canada. I've been relatively close. But I haven't been. Minnesota is relatively close.
Couldn't play Sunset, so this is a good omen. But
Come
on
to
the other
Sweden.
side
You know,
of
I've briefly been to Sweden. I've been to Stockholm. What do I remember of Stockholm? I remember like the main parliament buildings. Quite grey. That's what I remember of Sweden. I've never been to Amsterdam. Come to Finland. I've been to Finland. In fact, I've actually been to Finland twice.
really make the difference of them making the playoffs or not. It really.
We went on a holiday as a child. I went on a holiday to Lapland, which I had no idea where that was as a kid. But it turns out it's in Finland. It's a region in Finland. What are we cooking then, Giants? Yoru Omen. And then what I remember from going to Finland, a couple things. One, I bought a moose hat from Finland. I remember seeing this. We saw a chapel in like the rock or something. You know, it was like a little chapel carved of stone type thing. I bought like an owl necklace.
But then you look towards Famzy, again, slotting into that role that you were talking about.
Yeah, an owl necklace. That was for my ex-girlfriend at the time. Is who I bought that for. What year would that have been? 2016? Not my ex at the time. That would have been weird. Yes. My ex. My now ex. My ex-girlfriend. From many years ago.
So, could you say GX has done a great job in the veto here?
You look like a bit like an owl, Mr. TMV. See, my current girlfriend has a theory that everyone is either a rat or a frog. And you know, it's like a spectrum of how much do you look like a rat or a frog. I'm a very rat person.
No, you're not going to beat them on Sunset. Picking Split, though, I don't know what's happened. I don't know what Famzy has brought that they think they're now able to play that map after losing 13-1 and not winning it this season, and going into a Heretics team that just beat Foot fairly dominantly on that map. So clearly they found something that they think they can pick apart, but...
Which is better? I don't think there's a better. I think it's just a spectrum of rat to frog.
I think it's going to be a tough
Okay,
one.
Heretics. Let's see. What the fuck is this? I thought that was me.
Yeah, the man gets moved off IGL, plays well. And
This is fucking doing my head in. What's this? It's up here too. Oh, there we go.
Imagine then for Team Heretics, a reality where they don't 2-0.
God, that'd be a fucking amazing troll for a caster.
Just
to draw slightly.
Woo! Certainly no opportunity for Perfo. Clean, quick shot by Rian's mini boot on it as well. And
we do have a lurk here.
Very much staggered on the way through B.
That's dead.
Openly peeked some angles to try
Heretics
to draw
looking good from round one.
That lurk up from Hoodie, that's being
Who's
caught
calling
as
for
well.
GX?
Now
I
it's found
think
through
it's
the smoke
Cloud.
towards Cloud, and,
I
you know, I
think.
feel like GX haven't
Don't
even
quote me on
started
that,
the
but I
round,
think
and
it's Cloud.
already over. Yeah, well, Famzy in a 1v5 in his first round in the VCT.
Yeah, here we go.
Versus Team Heretics.
Oh yeah.
He's probably
You wearing a cap?
We're being honest. I think this would be the greatest debut round we've ever seen. I think Navira might have the title at the moment with an ace in the first pistol he ever played. But hey, you know, he got a kill. He did better than the rest of the team at least.
Redgar would have gotten 4. Well, 1-0.
Castor's a bit quiet. I mean, I can turn them up.
On this map.
They
Now,
were a bit
keep
quiet,
in
you're
mind,
right.
is their selection. Up next is a map, as Tom said earlier, that Heretics have looked great on, destroyed Foot, and GX have looked absolutely abysmal on, with limited time to make turnarounds. Also, you have to think about trialing processes while you're bringing in another player. I imagine they, you know, coming in, the conversation on the desk as well about Famsi, something you told me backstage earlier on, Tom, correct me if I'm wrong, it was 94% of his games were Duelist.
Yeah.
So far, so
10% that being Chamber. Just
yes, that is a
in case
Duelist.
you're
And if
it is
anyone
a
wants to
duelist.
get pedantic about it, we can talk after. But the reality is, when you bring this guy in, you're going to maybe be even saying, okay, let's do a few scrims where you're a Duelist. Let's do a few scrims where you're trying this role and see what works. So you really don't have a lot of time to build those fundamentals.
Get an auto.
You know, my heart aches for GX, although I guess they made the decision, so their problem, I suppose. For Heretics, on the other hand, a bit of a risk here by Wood going up against the Pistols, up close with a Bulldog. He will only get himself a double.
Probably a bit of a mistake there. In fact, definitely a mistake there. Always make them exec on you in these comps. Like when they've got no guns.
Even
like, because their exec will be awful.
Like it's very
like, all you
easy
gotta do
to
is just
come into this
make
match
them
and
exec
write
and
them
then
off from the get-go.
you'll be fine.
I think the chips were already stacked against them before they made the change, and I think now with the change, you basically have to hope that, well, Famsi has a great performance. And bear in mind, he is still playing within the tier 2 at the same time. Like he's playing both sets.
Right?
Yeah, so
maybe a bit low.
It really is a lot on his shoulders to try and get something here.
I'm gonna go 38.
30 seconds left.
The 2 remaining players still only have pistols. Even getting a plant here is not going to be particularly easy. Nade still in the hands of Miniboo. Still has a boombot as well with 20 seconds left. And even going to be able to cover the majority of the site just with utility. They'll at least get themselves a plant, and Famsi just survives.
Yeah, I mean, a sliver of health. I don't think he's long for this world. 9 health in a Classic. And 2 players patiently waiting. I feel like a switch was flipped by Heretics. Once we saw Boo die, they don't overextend. They're not playing crazy aggressive. They're just waiting back and giving their opponents respect. Maybe the confidence ran a little bit too high to start with, but it's certainly been tamed by the end.
Like,
2-0,
again, just playing it
3
basically
players
as well as you can. They do
3
lose
rifles carried forward. Certainly not
one
the end
gun.
of the world for that defensive side. There was that glimmer of hope for GX, now faded.
I like that they're doing this, put a Vandal, someone buys a Vandal for someone, they get full shields.
I feel like that pistol
like just a
really
good
just
idea.
went terribly off of a few shots hitting. You have players peeking corners to spot out, to make some noise, and they get ripped apart.
So that means
sets
that
them
now
up for
they
a
get
2-0 loss to start.
3 rifles, a Bulldog.
Yeah, I want to premise as well what's on the line today. For Heretics, if they win this game, they're in playoffs. It's guaranteed. If they lose today versus GX, Fnatic are actually at Seoul. Like, they go on championship points, so they can already be qualified. And if GX lose, they could be eliminated this week. Also, they're very likely already gone. Damn. See you later, Cloud. You can see the confidence that this Heretics team are already running with. Not only does Boo have himself a Bucky, which I think says all it needs to say.
Now, of course, it's going to be interesting if teams like, you know, the points will be interesting. Onyx broke.
That's a dangerous style.
Thanks for the 4 months. It's going to be interesting if, you know, Sentinels and Fnatic, if they actually qualify, of course, and it goes to, like, 2nd place on points. That's when it gets kind of a bit interesting.
It's going to be tough on the GX side. They've slowed it down. Spike still left outside A as they prod out the map for some information. But that info is not being given away. Heretics again showing that passive stance, only the pixel peek by Wu.
And just catching Wood out a bit here.
Great connection by Purpo. Might even try to take some space. You see the gate crash move
pretty
alongside
slow, and they
the
found
decoy.
some space, right? They found some space in here, just walking up.
A big risk.
Taking their time, they're playing it pretty slow.
Making their move. Miniboo's watching. Head spotted.
It's a fake.
Already have a little bit of information. Actually, the rotation's been pulled. Both players start their move, although Rian's, there's a little bit of hesitation. I don't think he's realized that Vitinho's crossed just yet, but that spot will come out. 20 seconds left on the clock, and they still haven't managed to get themselves into the site just yet, but Rian's being so low means he almost has to try and give this one up. Even still, though, Vitinho battling, brawling. Benji's already managed to give them the man advantage, and the plant will at least become
picked up the rifle.
an opportunity here with
He's gonna
players so
flank, they're
desperately
gonna
low.
take their time.
Yeah, this could be it for GX. That fight towards elbow especially, they're teed up with the flash. It's caught them a little bit, and Famzy doubles up. Vitinho looking to swing deep and take Mini Boo down. It's a dangerous fight, but one that he wins. And Boo a little late to the party. He's got Purpo looking the other way, has an idea of the final player. The low HP is in play. Vitinho's out.
Boo
and Heretics
wow.
cling on to that
Big
round.
win.
What a clutch by Boo.
He's so good on this map in particular as well. I don't think I'll ever forget that Omen TP he did. You remember, onto the spike and got killed from behind. It's still one of the best Red Bull clutches I've ever seen. But you put him on the Brimstone, he's still going to be able to thrive. But it definitely seemed like they were convinced that the remaining player was going to come from that defender spawn. And, well, if he's given a free kill like that and the last player's on low HP, the round can very easily fall apart. And that's the thing, I like the adaptations that were there for GX. Like, they were a man down.
Let's go!
They needed to be a little bit more aggressive. I love that, even though for a lot of people,
with the
you'd be thinking this game is a given. For Benji, this is like World Cup final. Like the guy is all in every single time.
He's soaking in every minute on that stage. You'll love to see it. Purpo's already on the side. Gate crash was used. Fight onto Boo is good. Spots the second, but can't get there in time. The aim not quite following, but GX
okay, I like the
managing
pace
to
change
storm
from
the
Giants.
site,
That's quite
cleaning
nice.
up the rest of the kills.
Again, it does feel like this A site is probably a little weak here. Feels like we're
split as well, coming in from separate
getting a
angles.
bit
This is
caught
gonna
out
be
here. He doesn't
around
quite know
for
what to do.
individuals to thrive. Rienz does well to find one.
And yeah,
With
we
him going
should probably
down,
just
Benji's
save
left
here. I
with a
mean,
very tough decision.
considering we want a bonus,
Economically, there's even some players that could definitely use that
Probably
right
gonna
in
be
the
a
next.
save
And a
next.
1v3, is he likely to get it? I think he might go for the save. Well, he's in the other team spawn, so I'd be surprised if he wasn't.
Yeah, I think it's worth noting as well, just giving a little bit of an idea of how this map has played out for Heretics over the last, well, few months, I guess. So they're currently on a 4-win streak on this map. They're 7-1 over the last split, Masters, and the split before. So over the last few months, they're very, very consistent on this map. And also when it comes to the attack side, you're talking about 9-3
okay,
half
3-1.
versus
Yeah, they might want to talk about this A side. So they put that orb down here, TP'd into it.
100 Thieves, 7-1
Quite a
versus
nice little
Foot, so
set play
they're
from
very,
Giants.
very good when it comes to that attack side. So I think this first half is going to be pretty important for the side of GX, but already getting themselves onto the board. Some good individual players. And the thing I always like with GX is whenever I see Vitinho and Purpo both on Duelist, that's where I do think they have the best chance of coming out with a victory.
Oh, Vitinho impressed us on the breeze. I can't remember if it was last week. I think it might have been the week before.
What was it in last week?
There you go.
It's crazy how all the top 4 teams of Champions 2022 are washed beyond belief.
Yeah, 2 weeks
But
ago.
why would they
it
be
was
good?
Just a lot of fun
Like,
on the Yoru.
we're 2 years in,
Know
and
that his raise can be scary. One away from having
Like,
himself
yeah.
a showstopper. They know there's aggression. The spams don't
And
quite
Paper X
land.
aren't washed.
Heretics
What are you
able to
talking about?
back off out of that choke point, reset into an A fight. Now for
wait, Paper X
GX,
were in the top 4, right?
they haven't lost a ton, but the main thing is
Or were
keeping
they
that
not? 2022.
ultimate from being reclaimed. Rienz having to concede the space.
It was
They
what,
get nothing
Loud
off the
at
early fight.
Optic
and
final?
I think they can be pretty
Oh, were
happy
they
with
not?
that on the attack
Who were the other
side.
two?
There could have been some
DRX,
less than optimal
DRX,
outcomes to that.
Navi,
It does seem at least initially that
or FPX, sorry.
Heretics have gambled a little bit with their defensive setup.
Well, DRX,
I guess with now the clear coming out.
I mean,
from
have
the
just
haunt,
changed
no
their
one in
roster.
showers.
They don't even have the same
They're
roster.
starting to realize that this is likely a double pump back in towards this B site. Information will be gathered up by Purpo. He has an exit plan at least, and we'll be able to spot the majority. In fact, though, he actually tries to go in.
That was an audacious play. My goodness. Rienz
Oh,
picked
that's a
up 2
big
from the
kill
backside
for
before going down. It gives them a chance. TP attempt
my
from
God.
Famzy. He's gone right behind him. The trail even showed it, but they didn't react in time. And now Famzy, well, he might be stuck in a corner, but he's got plenty of support. Showstopper used at the inopportune time. It might drop Cloud, but it won't do anything to recover
Big
the
win
round.
for Giants.
GX,
Okay, we're kind of
3-2.
cooking here.
I feel like he may have embodied Redgar a little bit there.
Yeah, he's been watching VODs.
The TP was a gamble, but it definitely paid off. Being able to get up behind him, it was one of those spots where he's stuck in the mud. He's been caught by that season. One of the only ways out is the TP, but
Okay, so some of these double duelist execs catching
risky.
Heretics off, they might want to play just a bit
forward
more
into this smoke
aggressive.
that actually does all of the work. A huge individual play from someone brand new to this
I mean,
role.
which they did start in.
Brand new to the tier 1 as well.
5, let's go.
So yeah, on an eco now. I just mean a more aggressive in like these spaces in hookah.
Not a bad start
I don't think going that like in shout, like in short, that's not really where you're gonna be able to stay aggressive the whole round.
They might not even need
angle, but
Team Heretics, pistols, sheriffs, a stinger, and a guardian to work with. It's Mini Boo with
but
the
like they have a
Guardian
lot
going
of
for
agents that
aggression
run
on
out
A
of
main,
util,
not
right?
seeing anybody.
And also, if they're only gonna go
Heretics is looking to
down
get too
one way,
aggressive.
they actually
They're
don't have
tucked
the
in,
smokes
holding
because they
the
were
corners,
playing
waiting
Omen
for those
to smoke
pushes
you
to
off
come
here, so
through.
they have to take both
And the one
sides.
good thing about this
You
is
need to
GX are
basically
using a lot of
threaten them on
utility to
both
clear out.
lanes.
Flash burned up, Boombot out of
They're
play.
not gonna
but
have.
there's
If they
plenty
come
more
down
to go,
A, they're not
especially
gonna have a
decoy
smoke
held
for
by
shower. If
Purpo
they
for late
come,
round.
you know, if they just all
That's
run
gonna
down
clear out
this
a
way,
lot
if
of
they
these
just
dangers.
all run down long, they need to be able to
the way the
take
GX
both.
are playing in a lot of these early rounds. So we've
Right,
heard
because they're
recently
playing
that
Omen, so
Cloud has been the one switching to calling.
you
and
want to prio.
it definitely seems like maybe his
on
individual
Shower and in
performance
Hooker,
suffers a
I
little
think.
bit, but the team as a whole looks to have quite a bit more structure, a bit more patience. And a lot of these late rounds, they are now walking in to the Lion's Den. It's an attempt from Mini Boo, but he's not going to get anything with the Guardian.
30 seconds left.
Big Brother is still on site, but I think they're well aware of his position. Surviving this should be impossible. Wu, however, has managed to get one. I don't know how. He must have been running through a smoke. Riens has been left unchecked.
That's what I mean, right? Riens finds a free kill there from here.
And they've done a small amount of
Yeah,
damage,
you got to
but
prioritize
GX in the early
Hooker and
stages, they
Shower
managed to level this
against
up.
this guy.
Yeah, they've done a really good job. I think especially with those first couple rounds, I was a little bit worried because it was just dominantly swinging in favor of their opponents.
And whether that's like
Heretics
a
are the
later
kind of team that you
retake of
expect
it, whether
to
that's
dominantly
holding
win
on
this
to it from the
series. So
start,
it
either
seemed
way
like
you
we
gotta
knew what was going to happen, and we got to
have
witness
that
it.
in
But
your
now,
mind.
a much different story. Even if that shot doesn't hit, there was a showstopper right at his feet, so Mini Boo was out of the round. And again, it comes down to some of the things that we
Hello,
criticized. I
Ash
think
was down bad.
in one of the early rounds.
Why were you down
second
bad? Are you
round,
not Ash?
5
Who's
players
Ash?
alive for Heretics. Woot makes a bit of
Ash
an
Ketchum?
over-aggressive play. Boo's not with him, then he goes in.
Trail.
GX haven't
They
looked
do start to
disjointed,
focus this.
which is something I expected to see here
but
on the
they've got
attack
him
side,
with it.
especially with recent changes, especially with recent IGL changes.
Can't lose that.
But
Can't
it's
lose
been
that.
clean. You can't explain any of it by what we just saw from Cloud. That was ridiculous, and Famzy has gone for the TP from the shadows straight up to
losing
heaven.
1v1.
People are turned back to look at him.
Holy shit.
He wins the fight, and his teammates clear outside because of the
Just getting
paranoia
out
in the
aimed.
back
I
of
mean,
their
it looks so
minds.
clean at the
Beautiful
start. They won the
stuff from
first 3
GX.
rounds. They've been
Yeah, they're definitely playing a disruptive style, and right now Heretics
been
are really struggling
rough.
to deal with it. For Boo and Benji, it almost comes down to an immediate save. Like trying to get
Ash is
anything
the
from this
past,
point
present,
onwards
and
would-
future. Past Ash
well,
was
you'd have
down
to have a
bad.
certain amount of gall about you, and for GX, already looking to take the lead after a bit of a slow start, a bonus round loss as well. Put yourself 4-3 in the lead is a pretty ridiculous comeback in the early stages.
How do I
of
think
this game.
making sprays
really
not
is.
random would change the
And as
game?
well as that, for Heretics, it's not
You
as
get a lot more
easy as
spraying.
getting ahead
Probably.
of these
The Phantom
pushes
would probably
in
be
the
a
sense
lot.
that
Well, I mean,
GX
depends
are
on the spray pan, right?
spreading out,
But
looking
you would
for map
assume that the
control.
Phantom would probably
They're
be the
throwing in
better
some
gun.
fakes, some little flair that makes it harder to read. I mean, in this round in particular, you're going to
That
see,
would
I
become a
assume,
big
many
part
more
of the
times
game in
this from
terms of
Cloud,
learning
where
the
he's using
spray
some of his
pans.
flashes just to clear up into hookah to make sure he has the space
Miss
for free.
Pancata
Once
yesterday, he was
gets it,
insane. I mean, they lost.
bad. And obviously Seeker's online in this
Can't
round
have been
helps
that
out even
insane.
more, just being able to chase the cabbages. But you can do it with the flashes with the dog as well. And that works beautifully to, again, start some rotations in the other direction, combine that with a from the shadows and a sight push on the other side of the
Okay,
map.
take a time out.
Very difficult to deal with on this defense.
Am I watching any shows right now? No, not really. I'm not a big TV watcher. I mean, House of the Dragon maybe at some point. Giant Rounds are pretty good. Yeah, I mean, Giants are a decent team. Again, I think Heretics are not really playing how they should against Giants comp, but why is my YouTube stream quality low? Shouldn't be. Is it? Is that just you? Well, it does say something went wrong with the chat. It's also telling me now would be a good time to insert ads. Why is it saying something going wrong with the chat? Oh, I can't see the chat on YouTube because something went wrong apparently, but... God, I watched the end of the... I did watch the end of the Furia
one of the best teams,
slower than Twitch.
the best team in
The
EMEA
best,
right
100%.
now.
I don't know, maybe it's a... I mean, it's saying something went wrong on the chat, so maybe there's a YouTube problem.
I mean,
I
the
don't know.
fact that he usually plays Duelist is shining through, I
Yeah,
suppose.
yeah, that's true.
They haven't changed
Guy's
anything.
aim isn't too bad.
Hopefully it's just for this stream. If it carries on, I'll have to
Flash
check.
was ready, even used, just to clear it out further. These players are sat back, but that smoke makes it very difficult now for GX to claim
someone
this
saying
space.
it's fine, so
They are sending players up, taking the risk.
I don't know, maybe it's
fighting from long.
So I'm looking at my stream bit right here, and it's fine.
Grouping up. That gets Vitinho
Like
through
for
the
me.
smoke and sets them up for this fight inside of Hookah. And it's Benji Fishy that's standing strong, looking to hold this angle. Now, Vitinho still has the nade, and I think before a peek goes in, that nade will be swinging to try to push the player out of position. For now,
so maybe it's a problem with Restream, maybe it's a problem with YouTube, I don't
Ball
know.
up, orb up, trying to make some noise.
Okay,
trying to
so
cause
they're
a
in shower and
distraction,
they're in
maybe even
Hookah. This
pull
is
a
what they should have been
rotation.
doing the whole time.
Now he's around here with the spike. It looks like we're going to get that B push, and the fight with Benji is finally found, but it's Benji's aggression that gets it done. And the re-swing is his as well. A shutdown of
Okay,
Hookah.
and now the round is
they're
just
all
over.
left alone.
Benji can just always turn around here.
Paranoid. It's not going to catch anyone.
And they have no
Double
smoke for him.
TP, two players taking aggressive
There you go,
pushes.
Benji gets his
Train's
3-1.
coming back, but it's still going to be left all onto Hoodie.
Okay,
One
2v1,
versus
but
two.
still
Both
2v1.
players only with pistols remaining, but they're looking to try and take this one together. With
And they have
Spike in
fade
hand,
ult as
maybe
well,
a
so as
little
soon as he
bit
taps the spike, you
tentative.
can just fade ult him.
They're already moved towards this B site. The thing is that he could go the TP, but it's running out of time. He's going to have to go back for the plant, and they're waiting to see if they can hear that plant before making a single move. This is incredibly patient from the side of Heretics. There was an expectation that he would be spotted. Still a Prowler available as well, so that will leave him stuck in the mud. Every
well
piece
played
of
by
utility
Heretics.
the Woot throughout landed
So yeah, this
on
is the
his
kind of setup
opponent,
that they should be
and
doing
that
a
will
lot
be
of.
a big round win for
Right,
Heretics.
heavy in shower.
That could have been massive
Get
for
someone
GX as
into
well
Hookah.
after Plant
Obviously,
getting the
Benji
Viper's pit online,
does really well
just
to get 2
recovering
kills,
that clutch,
but
instead,
if you can
Heretics
deal with
come
this
in,
threat here,
weaknesses
and they
across
don't
the
take
board,
Hookah, they're
and
basically
man like
fucked.
Benji Fishy stood in Hookah, grabbing 2,
Are you invited for this
shutting
week's
down
plant
the
chat?
Hookah
I don't
push,
think there is a
and then assisting
plant chat
on the
this week,
site.
is there?
That's just a dream round for him, in one where they really shouldn't have had that much of a chance. And to be fair, again, GX do a great job.
If there is, I
after
haven't been
that.
invited.
You have one individual performance from Heretics, and then good protocols and trading from GX, but it's just
My
not
favorite
enough to
round of
recover on the
Valorant is still the Fnatic
disadvantages they already
retake on
felt.
Fracture.
Yeah, this is always the thing with this Heretics roster, like the depth of talent. Up until that point, Benji had
I mean, it was a good round.
Yeah.
And then just like that, a saved rifle turns the round on its head. Luckily for GX, so it's not really going to do too much damage to their economy. They're still very comfortable, probably till the end of the half, just with how much they've been able to build up over the last 2 rounds. Still have that Viper's Pit available, but there is also one to counter on the other side, and they've also got themselves Thrash if they were to need it. An
Goes
immediate
into
Viper's
Hookah.
Pit, but you can see a little bit of a change in pace this time. Purple actually tries to run through the Molotov.
So they Viper's
He's
Pit
definitely been a little
short.
bit hit and miss in some of these rounds where it's hyper aggression. It's like they're trying to continuously be
And
disruptive
yeah, they're not
to the side of Heretics, and maybe Heretics
they're
starting
not
to cotton
letting
on.
Giants take free fights all the way up to the site, which is good.
Seems the
You
shift
know, we're
towards
being
the
more
B-side's
aggressive here,
underway to
taking
be
fights
long,
early, getting
back
into a
towards that
45.
corpse
Now no Yoru.
to reclaim the space, retake the fights. Team Heretics don't need to do all too much. Prowler's just now being sent through a bath.
And the Prowler
Nobody's seen there.
shower,
Hit
nothing
is in
there.
play for mid, so you're not really worried even when that Viper wall goes up from Hoodie. The main thing is if GX
3
can get
people on the
boots on the
Gecko
ground
wall.
of a site, Viper's Pit to completely section off rotations. That could
Again,
be
I
huge.
don't like that they've just
Getting
let
into
them
this
walk
site
into
that they've chosen
Hookah.
will not be so easy. Mini Boo's waiting. Boo's on the jump peak, smokes in hand. Rian's about to get contact. It's the little guy that gets a huge tags nade for back as well. He's got to be careful. Those paint shells could take him down. Trapped in the corner and dropped, but it serves as a bait. They're not ready for Boo. He's grabbed a 3rd in this
So
round.
2v2.
And just because of him, it's still doable, but left into the hands of Benji and Woot for the retake.
Yeah, the new boy alongside Vitinho, the longest standing member, to try and hold on to this round. GX have done well to sort of recover from the early fight, but being caught out by Boo has definitely left them in a problematic scenario. Both players wrapping round towards that elbow position. Vitinho looking for contact, and he doesn't miss that first shot, knowing now that he has the time, the nade as well. It's left to Woo, and
Okay, nice take by Giants. Good util. Again, they need someone in Hookah. They need to be punishing Hookah over and over and over again.
I'm very impressed.
Cannot
by what
have
I'm seeing
no
here
one in
today.
Hookah.
Heretics
Cannot give Hookah
picking
for
this
free
map.
against this comp.
They gave me next to no faith. I came in expecting this GX side to look lost, to be honest. Cloud picking up an
They should be
IGL
double
roll
stacking
and
Hooker,
a
if
couple
anything.
weeks of prac on that, if even. And then add to that,
Nice! Oh my god!
Famzy,
My
who's
god.
currently 10-4 on the server, playing an
Why
agent.
can they
He's
punish
got,
Hooker? It's not
again, I
about
think
Giants
I'm right here,
punishing
3
Hooker and coming
Yeah,
out of it.
so
It's about that if Heretics hold on to Hooker,
unbelievable. And some of the
Giants are
utility
fucked.
has been a reason he's getting kills. It's
Because
not
they
just
have
on
an
the
Omen
basis
instead of a Brim,
oh,
so
he
they
shoot people
can't
in the
smoke
head,
off
so he's
this.
very good.
Right, so when you come in for this
Love what I'm
exec,
seeing from this
how the
Giants
fuck are you
side,
gonna
and
deal
what
with
time it is to recover
this,
for them
this,
when
and this?
tournament life
You
is
don't,
still
you just die.
kind
Right?
of on
So
the
if you
line,
hold,
but it's a
if
very
you're
thin line.
Giants and you
Hanging
hold
in the
on to
balance.
this,
The final
and you know
thread
that you have it
put apart.
100%,
Woot with a hero
they are
rifle.
fucked. The same is kind of true for Shower
We've seen
here.
him have some
Right,
of
that
the
if we
best
hold on to
performances
Shower, they
throughout
don't
the
have a smoke for
entirety
this if they just all come down short. So
of
you're going to
Masters
find a
Split
free
2.
kill.
Now it's such an aggressive position, they are rotating towards him. I don't think anybody's going to expect somebody to be this deep, although Cloud actually checks on
They
it.
check
The
that.
man is aware that they could have pushed this far forward. That's not a blast back that Miniboo's going to forget for a while. It gets caught out. It seems like Cloud's awareness is
He
there
has
again,
no
waiting
reason
for the
to
player
be
on the
this
TP.
deep.
Comfortable position for
I
him
know
to
you're
get
on
his second
Nico,
kill
but
of the round.
your teammate's in such a good spot.
Decoys about to be sent out to make that a little bit more difficult. It won't be used now with a nice
Okay,
shot
I mean
from
they are
Benji.
struggling. I mean I don't think they've really figured out
the second kill for
what we should be
Heretics.
doing. Obviously,
And as he
there
goes down,
you
it's
just
locked
have to
into
get
a
that kill. It's goodbye Cloud, but you
6-4
have to get
lead.
that kill.
GX.
This
You know,
is
the second half
Valorant.
still to be seen.
Aradel, thanks for the
It's
13
short, but
months.
My goodness, this is a much better face of the roster that we're seeing already, and maybe makes me a little bit less worried about Split because again, something must have went right in scrims in those 2 days of prac that they feel comfortable picking that map up against Heretics of all teams.
Bro, where is he pushing, bro? I don't understand.
Well, they've won 6 of the last 7 rounds over on that attack side, looking incredibly strong. As said, like that we've seen
again,
some
like, they
angles
don't
that
have the
are
good setup
so
here.
aggressive from the side of Heretics, and it seems
And
like
Giants are just,
GX
you know, they're
more than
taking their
aware of it.
time.
Like, that
They're
spot from Woot is not
contacting in a
something
lot.
I think a lot of teams
Right, so
would
we
clear,
have to
but
be able to punish this more.
they're more than prepared.
Okay,
Seekers
we
are
got
going to
a
be
one-way
online.
here.
Showstopper as well as a Viper's Pit. This is a good-looking round.
But
on
like,
the side
where's
of
our
GX,
aggressive
although
reclear? We got the agents to
there are a
aggressive
couple of
reclear
ults
this, but
available
we
for
are
a
not
response on
going
the other
to.
side.
We are going to just sit here and let a
Seems though
double
that
duelist comp
the
exec
decision
on
from
us.
GX is yet to be made. Spike's still down back towards the spawn.
Oh, that was close. Nice try from Purpo.
Okay, now they
It's
come for
manages
the
to hold on
reclear.
to life late into the round. Those 2 showstoppers online, but on opposite sides of the map, and it's Vitinho.
Crazy how much better Giants look now that they have 5 players.
By the looks of things,
They were already
nobody
a
moving to
decent
hookah
team.
either. 5-man push from long. Well, I don't think they're going to just commit to that blind. I think there's going to be a rocket leading that charge, and it's Benji.
Sure,
Fishy
again, if we
that's
had
the
someone
one
hookah, we
danger. Here
would.
it comes. Showstopper used. Snake bite down. Trying to keep Vitinho back. It has actually slowed him for a moment. The decoy's already burned up, and he's going to fire it blind. Benji's in the firing line, but it has missed. Went straight past him. Good utility to counter it out. Now Benji's on his second. Still alive inside the site as Heretics claim back control. There's the swing, and Rien's to close.
Okay, that was a weird
Beautiful
round. I
stuff
mean,
from Heretics.
look how
Narrow
low some of them
margin
are.
with Miniboo and Rien's 1 bullet away, but they get it done. And now, a chance to equalize it at the end of the half.
There were so many moments. The showstopper blindly shot could have caught something. We saw Benji as well, just like, just fighting for his life. I don't know how he gets away with so much here. But the swarm back from
the
Heretics
C's name.
looked good. But even still, I can't believe I'm saying this, but it's just another blip in the attack side of GX, because I think it's safe to say over the last 8 rounds, they've definitely looked like the better side. Still having some ults to play with. Vitinho just wants to brawl.
Unfortunately for him, it was Miniboo waiting on the
There
other
you go, we
side. A
punish Shower.
well-placed shot and another few onto Cloud that leave him low. Purpo's claimed the space though. Gate crash used, flash is gone,
that's a
decoy out. But he's stuck in this corner and they're aware of it. Orbital strike called in just to make sure there was no
There you go,
way out
that's
for
a
that
free
man.
one.
And with Cloud hanging on to life by a thread, this Viper's Pit might be able to at least even the odds somewhat if Heretics go walking into it. The problem is they don't really need to right now. They've got the numbers to work with. And once that spike goes down, you'll see the TP coming out of Rien's and Benji Fishy.
Bad fight
Nice
for
shot from
Miniboo.
Famzy.
Should just be chilling, really. But it's
Yeah,
a
he's
tough.
been
I
clean
actually
with
think
this
they made a
fight.
mistake
Still a
coming
couple
back
of
here. They
players
should have
left
just
on the
stayed
other
in
side
shower.
of the map as
Should
well.
have stayed in shower. Maybe even pushed all the way. Make sure that these guys can come through the TP.
The problem is spams. Can you get this plant down? Not only without losing a player, but more so without losing too much health.
Put
In
it
fact, no,
down.
they don't believe they can. Realizing that there's too much of a gamble with players on the other side. The problem now is you're not really in a better spot here. In fact, It looks significantly worse, and just look at where the remaining player, if they even TP here, they're going to meet the man that is Benji Fishy. 20 seconds left to try and find anything. A haunt to reveal. They know they're still on spot. Fancy trying to play aggressively, but he meets Boo as well. And well, now Hoodie, last man standing.
Played by Team Heretics
it's the same again. 6-6.
Okay, 6-6.
A return.
Could go either way, but I think that was pretty good by Giants on the whole. Considering they lost pistol and bonus, that was a pretty good recovery.
It was absolutely perfect. In this round, I feel for Hoodie. The decision making there, Viper's Pit is up. You think there's a player, right, where we're seeing this player here, Boo? You think there's someone there, you throw out a snake bite.
I'm streaming Americans today. I'll stream the second game. I'll stream NRG.
They're going to be low HP, vulnerable. You're taking the fight easy if you can manage to recover it. Maybe they even go for the TP afterwards. It could have been going.
Does any NRG believe us? Who's Giants IGL? I think it's Cloud, but it could in theory be Hood. I mean, Cloud's 6 and 9, so.
They get to be tested here on their defense. For Team Heretics, I think they have a bit of pride to recover. Given 6 away, probably not what they expected coming into today.
Yeah, the problem is a lot of the time you'll see teams force Heretics to start on that attack, and as said, like you're looking at the last, what, 4
Who did
times,
Mini Boo
9,
replace?
10, 8, and 7 rounds. The 7
What do
was
you mean?
actually
He was
when they
always on that
started
team.
on defense and won the
You're
second.
talking about the old
So
Heretics
their
roster?
attack has been
mixed
the
one.
better of the two. We'll see what GX
Are you
have
talking
to
about
offer.
Patatek? Patatek was
Last
what's
pistol
up.
really didn't go. GX, we'll ignore that flash. That didn't happen. It's okay. Bug. Something like that. Patino's done
Double
well.
pistol.
Not really.
Massive kill.
Dropped immediately. Purpo, Famzy in the same fate, and Heretics again managing to
4v2.
just steamroll over this site. I don't think the flash connecting from Purpo would have really helped all too much either. Heretics push out was well timed, and now.
Heretics pick
they're
bind. This
left
is
in a
like their
close
second best
situation
map
where
after
both
Sunset.
players
Giants
are
banned
fairly
Sunset,
locked out. I
so
think there's even a poison orb blocking spawn.
yeah, I think bind is kind of there, or at least it was during
Not gonna be
Shanghai.
easy. Just look at the positioning as well.
And
Every
Stein
single
split too. It's
member
kind of been their
is
second
in a
best map.
passive
This
off
is
angle.
Valorant.
Kelval, thanks for the 12
Shifting
months.
inside. Heretics have always been quite
Sardak Neon
regimented
should be
when it
illegal.
comes to these late rounds. Not really a team to give these advantages
I agree
away.
with you.
They'll at
Not a
least be
great
able to
spot,
find
is
one,
it?
but just the time. It's so far gone at this stage that getting this defused is impossible, and the second they go anywhere near it, Benji is there to recover. 7-6, Heretics reclaim the lead with the second pistol. I also kind of want to look at the stat line for Benji, because as I said, I think in the first, what did I say, 6-7 rounds, I think he had one kill. Bit of a turnaround.
Hasn't it just? And it's a lot of big rounds. Multi-kills on a site, on the defensive side, obviously. Now we're seeing the same thing here in the pistol. And for GX, well, they're left in a pretty tough spot.
7-6.
Classics
Come on, Woot. Well, your
might just be
stats. Your
that.
stats are
Not sure we're
unbelievable
gonna see
right now.
much
You
more
can't have a
invested
bad
into
game.
This round. Well, Team Heretics have whatever they want to work with. Although they're going for just 2 rifles, so a very big margin for error. Maybe a response to what they saw in that second round last time. They lost a bit more than they wanted to. Now they can, on the attack, be a little bit more loosey-goosey with it.
Okay, the full rotate from Giants.
If I've learned anything over the last week
Are they
or
going to
so,
go fast enough for this?
it doesn't matter what agent,
Probably not.
what gun, or what position you put Riens in, you can still top frag a game. So giving him that Spectre for this round or the next might not be a problem. Flash out, it's going to leave Cloud trying to do a bit of damage.
rifle.
Hoodie has
They
been able
need
to
to
find one at
pick
least,
that
but
back up,
it is now just Benji farming
So
up these
that'll be
extra
fine.
orbs, leaving Vitinho and Purpo sort of locked out of this site. No utility other than the boombot, and I don't even know if you're going to want to use it at this stage. It might just be worth holding that for the next round.
If I'm not mistaken,
Good afternoon. Why aren't TH steamrolling RM?
Because Giants aren't shit,
I could be wrong. I might have missed it
and
the last second,
Heretics
but either way,
didn't look
that
like they
snake
had
bite
an
did,
amazing
quite a lot.
plan
Slowed
for
down the
their
push,
comp.
slightly. Left Mini Boo. I think it left him vulnerable. Although I did see him take the fight up close, and it didn't look like it. Maybe he just blast packed in time.
Why not just go
Either
and
way,
die?
the result was to try to find an isolated duel.
Guess
They
you
did
saved
with
the
Mini
light
Boo.
shield.
He still grabbed one before going down, and in the end, as we said, with the economy that was in play for Team Heretics,
does Navi
the margin
fix
for error was
themselves?
wide. They still come through. 2
Bye.
rifles, a Spectre, and a pistol.
I don't
carried into
know.
the next.
I don't know.
Have a
They've got
chance
comp
to-
problems. They've got a map pool
I
problem.
guess do something with those rifles
I don't
in this
know.
round, but I don't
wasn't
expect too
vulnerable.
much reinvestment around it.
He just blast packed over it.
Yeah,
it's
just
a
little
tough
unlucky.
one.
That's rough.
Thank you for the replay.
Well, they are actually reinvesting. And look at the credits. They're very comfortable. Misread from me. 4 rifles, a Spectre, and plenty of cash for the next. Pretty perfect start to the half.
Yeah, I think the only thing missing would maybe they'd hope
Doom
all
Bros
the
back.
orbs
I
went
think they
into a
have
single player, so
honestly
you could
bigger
have an
problems than
ultimate
just
for this,
not
but
missing Doom Bros.
Well,
Did you see that?
You're not getting that one back, buddy.
I don't think that was the intent.
That's like a kid watching the balloon float away into the sky.
How did that go through it?
Mom. No, son, that one's gone.
Papa, can I get another one? No.
Cost 3 quid for the helium. Well, Patino's done well. Wood taken down
Okay,
the start.
nice. Showers
A little bit
crunch.
of control for this squad. TP back
Not
over
great
to
from
B.
Benji
Okay, I
here,
like this
really. He
setup.
should be able to
GX
police that
have
somewhat.
funneled
The
Team Heretics
TP
towards
back
the left
across
side
the
of the
B.
map towards B. And well, that's exactly where the stack up is. 2 players on the other side of the orb. Benji is going to have a tough time.
Wow.
What? He got both of them. That is outrageous. 3 versus 3. It's recovered by Hoodie. At least it seems to be. Although the nade was going to take him down. Boo gets their first low HP and drop.
Nice flood back by Giants as well. Very fast reaction.
I might need to see that
With
one
the
from
TP.
Benji's perspective. I don't know how he did that.
I mean, this is just
It's like he
great
isolated
awareness
the first battle. The guy wasn't
of
where he
what
expected, so he
the
had to
setup
correct
is
his
going to
aim.
be.
And
Right,
then
you
there was
know
a
there's going to be a
counter-swing
second guy that's
ready
swinging with him.
from
As soon as you see the
GX,
first guy,
and
you
he
know the second
still
guy's there.
manages to get that kill. Like, it's just absurd. But again, Hoodie does an incredible job of just holding on while that rotation comes in.
Oh, that's nasty. Just
But really, from this point, I mean, they'll be thinking to win the round. Obviously,
But yeah, then the
Hoodie
solid
does
goal,
well
and
here, right? He
Coutinho
obviously
there
gets a
to
free
sort
one
of
kind
clean
of on
up the
Benji,
mess
but
at
then
the
this
end.
kill is pretty
As you
big.
said, though, there's still going to be a comfortable buy going into this one. Benji two away from a Viper's pit as well. So it's definitely not going to get any
Very
easier
Spanish nice
here
from
for the side of
Coutinho.
GX.
No, can definitely.
Hey!
I
It came back this time.
You did good, yeah. You did good. Thanks for coming back. Well, Team Heretics, about to see a push coming out on long. It's Benji Fishy that was waiting for it.
He dodged in his chair.
Did he?
Please give me a replay of him dodging in his chair.
Well, Benji's dodged the bullets on the server as well, thankfully.
He's playing like, you know, one of the like, was it like 8D cinema where it like,
Yeah, yeah.
the chair moves as well.
I went to see Avatar in 40X by accident. That was rough. Way of the water. And they spray water on you every time. It was not the summer. But 8-7. Looking to tie it up here for GX. Rifles in hand.
funny.
Early aggression denied, but not punished. That's the key thing. And the side of Heretics, again, leaning towards B, but with the noise being made outside A, the Prowler in play, you can see this B hold is retracting slightly, and Hoodie, well, he can't quite get the kill on the angle, but the information's all he wanted.
Smokes out. Snake bite to the lake. And just gonna go running into
Again,
this.
good
McCloud's
hold.
holding the line. 2 kills already, but again
Just
it's
before the
Benji.
Seekers came out.
Turning the tide, looks to
Oh!
swing forward. His reaction shots today are off the damn charts. And while Famzy, he's been good. He's been great so far at this matchup. But he's got to try and fight back in for this 1 versus 3.
Yeah, I mean, the aim
Financially,
kind of letting them down
him
like
and McCloud are
midway
the
through
only
the
players
first
that
half,
have
but that
any
is
money in
insane.
the bank, so if he's going to make a move, he needs to make sure he comes up with something, otherwise
What do
they're
you
going to
do
be in
here? Do you-
trouble
I think you
financially
save.
next.
Because we're going to have 2 people who can buy. You could then drop
commit to
something if you save.
And Wood's timing
1v3.
good to catch him. Now they've got the information. They're focused
It's
in.
an omen, like your ult, it
Famzy
doesn't
getting
really
out's going
matter.
to be very difficult. They try to TP out to long, but he's suspicious there could even be a player there. And as he goes to clear it, Boo confirms there's not. 9-7.
That was a
2-round
crazy
gap
shot.
for Heretics. Attack side ball rolling. An economy for GX. Like you said, Tom, losing that rifle, even keeping it through, the next round won't look the prettiest. I want to see this one. Because he's looking through. Yeah. It looked insane from the other perspective as well, from the play. Because you see the gun 90 degrees to the left, and then it's just, boom, it's on you.
Thanks, Dennis. That's good.
It's going to be a timeout now for GX.
Okay, timeout Giants. I mean, they're always going to struggle probably a bit more on this defense side with their comp. Because they kind of have to be aggressive. Kind of have to be aggressive one side, your TP to the other if they're not there. And go from there, really, don't you? But then I think you need to carry on. Like, even if you don't see them in the first wave, like, I think maybe you need to carry on with the second wave once you've TP'd across. Benji Fishy with the TMV flick skills? No. See, if that was me in that situation, I'm just aware of where everyone is. So I wouldn't need to flick. My crosshair's perfect. It's on him. He's dead.
The Spanish casters allowed, Spanish coaches allowed, Spanish people allowed. So maybe he's just ready for it.
Well,
and why am I plat? I'm not plat. Actually, right now I'm unranked. I've played 4 of the 5 games, so I don't even know what rank I am, honestly, with the reset.
Not likely to be the first contact. It is Thrash running it down, grabbing one. There's a player behind, but isolated nicely. Clean. And both kills going their way. Team Heretics have claimed the site, the plant, and with only classics for the most part. A very tough retake ahead of the rest of Giants.
Yeah, it's sort of...
You're getting silver? I would guess that I'm getting gold. I think last time I got gold.
Rians won't get his ult back.
I'll get gold, and then I'll rank up after one win.
This round.
The plat, probably.
It just comes down to damage, because again, the economy is just going to start to bloom.
The MMR loves me.
And we've already seen, as I said, many a time, them truly run away with the attack side versus some of the best opponents in the VCT. Purpo's at least having a little bit of fun. It seems like they're going to throw the classics
my rank in Overwatch? I
don't
think I've ever had a rank in Overwatch.
Which will be the case. 1 kill, Miniboo will go down. But other than that, just going to go down to the spike.
And that they do. Double digits found for Heretics, though, and after that first half from GX, very solid gameplay. They're on the same page. I'm not going to criticize them for not being here. I mean, they have pistols, and even in the rifle rounds, have just been some outrageous individual performances from Heretics that I think swing the pendulum in their favor. The reality is, though, they don't really get to keep falling back on excuses of, oh, well, it's not our fault.
I mean, I guess education, they did something cool. But also
at the end of the day,
they
need to get off this starting point. They've had 1 round so far out of 5, and if this keeps going, there won't be many more chances. Showstopper and Viper's Pit for Heretics in a crucial round. It's tough on GX. They don't have a lot to react with. They're close to so many ultimates, but not close enough.
But he again is battling for that hookah control, but it seems like they're going to go in with the full force of this team. Already tagged up a little bit, could be a problem. Cloud at least found 1. Hoodie's still surviving. Smokes come in, but the spam is enough. It's going to give them that man advantage.
Shallow smokes.
And they're not stopping. Wingman being sent through is going to reveal a player behind. And with a couple low, there's still an opportunity for Vitinho. Once this smoke fades away, there's 1, but he needs more. Trades are immediate. Another from Woot, who's had a quieter game so far. And now Famzy, once again, left into a clutch. He's going to spot out that first. And Boo is just waiting back. TP to reposition. Looking to try and find his counterbar, and he has.
Boo just always wins these 1v1s, man.
On that trigger.
Just always winning these 1v1s.
Will continue to extend their lead.
Okay, Heretics, I mean, again, their aim is looking sharp in the second half. Giants, only 1 round, won this far.
Coming in for Heretics, having Thrash to clear out in the eco to mitigate
watching both the EMEA games? No.
Showstopper to take out Cloud. Oh, they did. I was wondering. Thank you for the replay, folks. I don't know if that's Andy today, but we'll call them out later. That was insane. So you had 3 players spam up close. You never see anybody do that, but they saw, like, I don't know what that was.
See, I like that from her. I like their Benji stuff like that, right? Like, for a team that's just come second in international, you know, a game where they've probably already made playoffs, like they're fine, right, against like a Giants team who are like an okay team. I like that he's you know, fucking going for it in a 1v1. That's something that I think sometimes teams can lose, right, when they get.
Needs to hunt down this kill. The crowd control's barely worth it in a round like this.
They stimmed him away. They stimmed him away. That's what you call team play. A Brimmy Stimmy to help him escape. The fights traded back and forth. Vitinho now can get back into the side. The showstopper didn't work, but he's doing the job with the rifle nonetheless. Has a little bit of support, but with that spike down on the deck, they don't need to overextend. No wingman to help them out. As it will start to dissipate. May just wait the 10 seconds to try and have a 3rd member. And instead, maybe expecting a rotation. Look at the almost pincer that's coming in from behind.
The thing is, because they haven't gone to B at all, they'll expect this guy to come here anyway.
Even with Purpo's spot, they're ready for a TP, but that's not coming through. We can see the
I'm not
plant
sure
now,
about
2
this,
players
honestly.
from behind. They're not together
Now, the
just
thing
yet.
is, do they expect
And
him
Heretics
here
have
now?
isolated them just in time.
Because that
Maybe
they know
the
that this
second
guy is
plant
now
could be the
wrapped
element of
all the
surprise.
way across.
They shouldn't expect Purpo to be here. Or maybe they won't.
So I'm not sure.
Cloud, though, on his way in, has to make a little bit of noise. Purpo needs to
We've got
regain
2
that control.
Guardians.
Sneak his way up the back is being watched nonetheless. It's going to be 2 tough fights and a reveal that gives it away. They know exactly where Cloud is. C's used, and there's the other player spotted. Info now in their hands, and the execution absolutely perfect. 12-7, 1 more for Heretics. This was neck and neck at halftime.
Yeah, again, their attack side always seems to be sublime. The clutch plays we're getting from this team. As I said, you put any gun in Rien's hands and I'm confident, but this was just nasty. Like the first kill and then everything else from then onwards, it's like Wu was just a passenger watching him do everything. All right, Minibu, all right.
Okay, 12-7.
5 in a row needed. Something that we did see
kind
from
of been dominant on this
GX
half.
in the previous half. They're still going to have a bye, but they did use a couple of their ultimates in that last round to very little effect.
Yeah, and low economy here, even affecting Purpo. He would have another flash to go for a more aggressive peek out on B, but it wasn't there. Delays it. Would have had a fight on a flashed mini-boo, and who knows how that's going to go. Maybe he'd use another signature blast pack to get out of there.
Bit of 100 Thieves round here.
Problems. Orbital Strike blocks out a lot of control. Now here comes Viper's Pit, presumably, if Benji can stay alive, which he's done a damn good job of most of the time. Already, 2 players dropped on that defensive side, only for the one on the other side. Here comes Thrash. It's caught. Did it catch the player?
Yeah,
I don't think so. I didn't hear this.
Yeah,
oh, yeah, they did. Okay.
Papa from behind. It's being watched. Clean. We doesn't expect a second.
Oh,
Boo's
that's
just going
good
to track him on the wallbang into a 2v2. Viper's Pit's being traded as Benji falls. And Hoodie is still standing. Rienzi goes in, but he's actually going to go down. It's left to Boo. Another clutch. He's won them all so far, but now has to try and fight versus both players. Looks for the kill onto one of them, but can't quite find the second. There will be enough
messy,
time,
scrappy round, but Giants
for Hoodie
take
to
us
get
to
this
another.
defuse over the line.
I mean, that money won't be great.
To fight another day.
Just about hanging on to control here. 41 HP in the difference, a few bullets. And who knows what we get to see. And little flank up from Purpo. Oh, he was so unlucky, activating the ultimate and then getting shot at just the right time. And that shot onto Rienz, that's something, but the decay always helps out. Headshot nonetheless gets the job done. 12.
So yeah, we got 3 Guardians here for Giants. Mr. Kobo!
Needed for GX. Coming out of that round.
What a blunder!
Haven't disappeared. Still light shields across the board.
Thanks for the Prime, the new Prime, thank you.
As well. And now, the ult economy not there for either team, although Wood is pretty close to having his Nightfall. And Famzy had some big impact on the ultimate, but harder to do here on the defense.
Yeah, the fact is, in this second half...
Okay, a bit slower here. I mean, Heretics have been doing quite a few just...
It can't really be argued that GX have definitely needed those ultimates a little bit more. And Heretics, well, I'm almost just waiting for another Benji round. He's had so many in this game so far where
Haunt
he just
catches
wins
someone.
fights that
Gonna have
I don't
mini
want to say
boo.
he doesn't deserve,
Nice, destroying the
but
dog,
he
doesn't get any
shouldn't
info.
be able to
Could
win.
use the smoke here as well.
But now though they're looking for the aggression. Purpo has been spotted.
That's big
but he
info
gets
though,
away
that's
scot-free.
really good util for
the gate crash
now do they come
definitely helps
back fast?
Probably a big
to
reason
mini
we
boo or
see him
not?
in that position, obviously with no teammates close by to help out. They've got Paranoia ready as soon as the utility
they
comes
slow
out of that
comeback to
choke
mini boo.
point, and it's clear
Good
that
work,
Heretics
though.
are pushing. Paranoia, swing from Purpo.
They don't know what they want to do.
On the back of it. That's what GX are hoping for, but
We're just doing an exec without mini boo.
They want that Nightfall.
They're gonna
They'd
TP
rather
back to him.
Get that Nightfall than play with the wingman to get them into
But
the
if they wanted to
afterpart.
do that,
It
surely
definitely
Boo
has
should
a
have
little
been.
bit more risk, but they're going to use it to almost sell the
And that
fake.
is
Wu
the
got the
spike.
ultimate, but it was by a bullet to the head. Won't be using it in this round.
This was a bad round by Heretics. They might take a timeout.
They just committed to that TP, and then they lose their player on site. They were
This is a
supposed
really
to clear
bad round.
all of this out. Cloud still standing strong.
They were clearly
9
just
rounds
lost
on
there in the mid
board,
round and didn't know what to do.
GX not down and out yet.
Like if they
in a row,
wanted to just,
it seems
I don't
manageable.
even
Like
know.
you
Why
said,
did they
Tom,
give the spike to
back
the
of your
fade
mind,
instead of like?
1 in 3,
It's like they're
1 in
running a
4
fake,
rounds.
but then they're
A
also
player
like
Benji's
fully
gonna come
committing
through.
to
And
dying.
Thea flawless for
Like,
GX.
what?
That was a
Why?
good way to
Why?
start off that comeback.
Right?
Yeah, for sure.
Like if they wanted to come in TP, then they should have told Boo to walk back here and see if he can take it on his own.
Having to run into plant, one goes into plant, and Purpo's just playing this risky style. Like, it hasn't worked.
Yeah, I mean, they might go back to just doing a fast B exec. That seemed to work for them fairly well. But yeah, they were clearly very, very lost. This is a cool hat, isn't it? Is that a Shanghai hat, I guess? A Shanghai hat. Okay, how's our money? Not amazing. Not amazing. So we'll probably have to go light shields here. Yeah. How likely to OT? I would still say not that likely, but obviously possible at this point. Because this is a, I mean, it's still a 3 rifle, so it's not awful, right?
Game for Woot standards. So at any moment, this game could easily flip on its head. So they have to be very careful themselves after that pause.
Yeah, even now,
they go
coming
to a
in
fast
with 2 sheriffs in play,
triple push here.
Heretics have one hell of a chance, especially attack side 3 rifles. Well, Mini Boo's being dropped immediately. Great job by Fatinho, winning out that duelist fight. Fancy toying with the idea of getting further aggressive.
Okay, Benji, big kill.
He moves back. They think they've cleared it.
Gun.
They don't think that Boo can even be here. The paranoia used. Oh, Famsy's still getting work done before he's dropped it. It makes it back to an even scenario. 2 rifles and the ultimate.
He still hasn't picked up a gun.
Where's it going to be used? Is it going to be used even at this point? They're flooding the backside, just taking the fights, and there's a Woot round for you. A chaos.
Well, bit of an anticlimactic finish there, but it is what it is. Heretics win. We now go to. I mean, Giants were okay, right? They weren't bad there necessarily. But Heretics are quite good. Next map is Split. Next map is Split. Okay. It is always an eco. Well, I guess that wasn't an eco, but yeah, not a full buy. Let's see. Curveball, a wrench. Maybe not. I thought I was onto something there, but maybe not. Concrete, real. Solid. Material. I mean, like, brainstorm, workshop. Ideate. And spitball? Is that something that sounds like an Americanism? Let's fucking go develop ideas. I don't think I would ever hear someone in the UK say that, but or ideate. I mean, quite a nice word, isn't it? To ideate. What are the others? I mean, birthday and party, you know, seem quite obvious that they might go together. Someone throws a tantrum at your birthday party. Tantrum. Yeah, the only ones I can really see are birthday party. I don't see anything. What do you associate with a birthday? Candles? Cake? Could be party cake. Is marble cake a thing? Is it cake? Surely it's not birthday and party cake. Surely there's better words to do with cake than this. Is it cake? I don't know what the other cake is, though. Pound cake? Wrench cake? Crumb? Crumb cake? Is that a thing? Tantrum? Surely tantrum isn't one. Is it cake? Oh, it's one away. What's the other kind of cake? Pound cake? Fuck. Oh, so it is those three. What is it? I mean, it can't be tantrum, surely. Wrench cake? Curveball cake. Oh, it's not that. Wait, is it them then? So I was one away with pound crumb. Or is it not party? Or not birthday? If it's cake, I'm gonna fucking lose my shit. What's the other one? Right, let's work out the other one first. Wrench, tantrum, curveball. To throw a wrench, to throw a tantrum, to throw a party. Things you throw. Is this cake? It is cake. Good thing I figured out the other one.
Play Waffle Deluxe.
I don't want to play Waffle Deluxe. What's pound cake? That's just fucking normal cake, isn't it? I would just call that cake. Deluxe waffle. What's deluxe waffle? Oh. I'm fucked. I mean, the L has the L has to go here, right? You'd assume this would be what, an R? Probably. What other letters could this be? So what is it? Trample? Get in there, Lewis. Here you've got forsake. Tough. Okay, I mean, these are all... So what could this be? Deb. T-E-L? Or L... It won't be L-T-E, surely. Oh, but that could be in these. Fuck. It's probably not that. But what would this end in? T-E-D? Debuted? Oh, no. How do you spell debut? Dabited? I mean, there is no. Oh, there is no. But it goes in this. What? Oh, debated. Whoops.
You get shot, you lose the round.
Rippy, thanks for the 10 months.
FPS game.
Sometimes I wonder if you're really British.
Come on, I mean, debuted is a word. I'll spell it for you if you want. Why couldn't it be debuted? Leave me alone. An L went in this, didn't it? That was an L up there, right? I think. So, and a T is in this as well. Well, the T must be at the end, and the L must be there. Oh, the L isn't there. Diff. What letter could this be? Could be a P. Could be an N. Likely an N. Flint. Daflent. Daflempt. Difflent. Right, what's this word? I mean, I know the S goes here. Eclipse. Ellipse. How is it not? What? Bro. Bro. Only got 9 swaps remaining. Is that enough to do it? Right, the C doesn't go in this word or this word. Deflect. The S is not in this word. The O probably goes there. There's no E in this. Let's go. Tor. Oh, we're starting. Fuck. Tor. Fuck it, I'm gonna guess. Fuck. Burglar. I fucked it. Top. Oh, the game's on.
They tried it out
Fuck
last
it.
week. It worked well, but ultimately it's a very different ball game now that you don't get that shield consistently regenerating every time you get a couple of kills. So he's going to have to be a little bit more selective. The time in which you're allowed to hold on to it as well is diminished. I think it's from 20 to 12
Wu-Tai
seconds.
so many with Neon.
Quite a
Pretty
big
sure they played this game last
hit.
time, right?
But clearly they feel like
Pick
everything else
defense side,
as a
that's
part of the
interesting.
kit is still going to be valuable. And to be honest, in Woot's hands, I wouldn't be overly surprised if that was still the case.
Torment.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it is still a strong agent, just in terms of the shield being online for
Did I
most
go to
of the
school?
round now.
It was a
Not
while
case
ago.
is a welcome change, let's say, especially with some of the players we have on the server. Someone like Woot can do damage.
Are you sure English
GX
is your
have
first
sent
language?
Fancy out
Look,
to
sorry
try
that
to fake
I
this
know
beat play,
enough
try
words to
think-
know that it could
make
have
them
been
think on the
eclipse.
defensive side that the push is
But
going to come down through the
sorry, it's
spawn.
ellipse
There's a
instead of
presence here. In
eclipse.
fact, they're already rotating, and Benji proving to be quite difficult to root out of that position.
There's a bit of damage done, but again, well, they are just winning all of these fights in the pistol rounds. Woot
30 seconds
As
left.
said, Shield not going to last as long, but when he's healthy, it doesn't really matter as much. Already see the rotation coming through. Finally, will be dealt with, but they are running out of time. They need to get a move on. And actually, that kill could make a difference. A full sprint to the other side of the map should give them enough time to get the plant down.
Now they know the Neon tier too. That's going to allow them to do
that
this.
is a saving grace
Big mistake
of a kill. Boo
by
just
Boo.
looking the wrong way, and now the same thing happens, but Rien's on 4 health recovers it. That's 1 extra man alive for this 1 versus 2. A tougher task for Fatinho. Rien's will be easy to take down, but Benji on the back of it, and now they've got the information. They know exactly where Fatinho is. He moves away from the stun, gets out just in time to catch the first, but the shots don't connect.
Had a chance.
Not for him at least.
Had a
It's Benji
chance.
Fishy with another multi-frag round and a pistol under Team Heretic's belt.
He's
Big round from Benji.
It's the 3rd pistol that they've won. It's another high-impact round from Benji, starting it off with the sight hold. A decent recovery, though, in all honesty. Like, this was a round that was looking all but done with no hope, and then a little bit of a turnaround from Fanzi and Fatinho. Even still, though, I think that's the thing. Fanzi coming in, playing over on the Omen, you're not thinking about other things you've lost, and that's the thing. In this situation, I'm going to look at both of them, because Fatinho's Raze on this map has always been solid,
Fatinho
or
on
Raze in
Omen.
general.
It's a bit interesting, isn't it?
His Omen, don't know what to expect. It's the same with a lot of things we've been seeing him play recently.
I like it. I think it's a big part, though, being able to be flexible in a team. Cloud, well, had the same thing in the last map. One of the early rounds, spammed straight through the smoke and dropped down.
Should be fine from now on.
He's about to be challenged, but he's creating a little bit of extra space alongside his teammate. And the main thing here, you just don't want to see fights
tough map to win this kind of round.
Many of those GX players can overwhelm someone, because the weaponry they've brought to bear is not the best. Both players coming from mid, though, are rocking Sheriffs. So a tougher fight for Rien's. They're waiting it. The hope here is that the rotation comes in from Heretics eventually. It hasn't, but Miniboo has found himself in the open.
Okay,
2 kills
just
for
as I
Hoodie,
said that,
and all of a
they
sudden, this round is in contention.
Holy.
A 3rd for Hoodie. Shots are magnetized here, straight to the head, and Heretics,
what an awful play.
They're in a huge disadvantage on the way back in.
Yeah,
they do only have 1
rifles into this round as well, 4, I believe, so they are now in a problematic scenario.
Have the ISO shield as well.
Not only taking a massive hit, but also the round slipping away. Boo is already going to TP across, trying to find another angle to fight from, but Purple, while blind, is still
Thrifty, just as I said it was hard to win, I mean, it helps when they make a fucking mega mistake like that.
With a round for
Holy
GX.
shit, that's bad.
Well, that is quite the surprise of a follow-up, I have to say. And a lot of that comes down to those 2 kills up in heaven. They were locked out of any control, with players ready to pounce the second contact was found. And after
they get
first,
to 45, I mean, that's just awful.
See, even at the map, I thought Miniboo was down below. This wasn't a thought in my head, but he was up top on the corner, looking to take that fight. And if Hoodie finds that, and manages to reset onto the player in spawn, there really is not a lot that you can do.
So now they're on an eco. Big for their money as well. Look how much money they've got already.
Played this map. This was the amount of rounds they got.
Like if they win this cleanly as well.
Slight improvement.
They're gonna be swimming in money.
A little bit quicker than when they played against Gentlemates, but again, I feel like they got boomed. The composition they were running, the Killjoy definitely didn't seem to have the impact that they were looking for either. I think they've gone back to the drawing board, back to something a little bit more basic.
Oh no.
I don't even know how Miniboo has managed to get that shot with a wall bang from there, but they're going to take that all day long. Boo trying to play an off angle so low on HP that taking a straight up fight wouldn't be ideal. For GX already, the time halfway
thing is, they
gone.
rotated towards A though, but they are drifting towards
right
B,
direction.
so
Yeah,
as long as they kill Boo without him getting a kill,
they're
which
playing towards the site with the more Cypher with the Cypher utility rather, not more of it. Just there is more, but more than none isn't that impressive. The B side then left open after the kill onto Boo. It's a shame. It makes sense though with these weaker weapons if they go through your Cypher util and you've got players to pounce on the traps, on the reveals from the cam. That's huge. Instead, it's going to be a retake attempt. They've denied plant for a moment, but that little bit of time probably won't really play a role
he went all the way into mid to check it all, but didn't get a
They're just going to sit on the side and allow these pistols to start funneling through. Flash that's not executed on. Rienz has one more to work with. It did get the players out of heaven to start with, and now it gets them closer to the site. I like this. Woot back up with his shield to work with, but 2 shots to the body, and he'll be down and out. There it is. Cloud closing it with Hoodie. And Miniboo had it all to do. 2-1. And a good resurgence from GX after losing the pistol. Now finding the lead in their hands.
Yeah, and definitely with it
Clean
getting
enough
a
from
little bit
Giants.
shaky in the middle, the fact that they're
Again, I
able
don't get why he
to
didn't go and get
rectify
that
things quite quick, it's definitely a solid sign. That's just Phil.
Yeah.
Like, it's actually... when I see him do things like that, it really makes me feel old, because I'm like, is my eyesight that bad?
Yeah.
Or does he just have like binocular vision to just see something through such a small gap?
I swear I see the kill on the kill feed before I see him shoot.
This
like,
is with
before I see
the
the person peek. I
nerf
don't know how
ISO.
they do it, but it's damn impressive.
Immediate aggression. It's always going to be something when playing this.
So they're going to try. I mean, that's the thing, mostly with the neon, is you can get ahead of some of the stuns and stuff.
You can delay with the stun.
You know, as well.
The expectations are that you're going to have to be pushing. You're going to have
got
to
a
be taking
one-ability
space. You
character.
see the operator bought in very early. High expectation of
Problem
this
is, if he
aggression.
runs into the
from
ISO
side
with
of
a shield,
GX, so
then
they're
he's
just
just kinda
letting
dead.
Purpo roam,
It's not going to,
look
though.
for someone to make a mistake, and there it is. Miniboo, not expecting an operator. Why would you?
Oh, it's a big hit.
That's the
Miniboo
advantage
down.
of winning
That
the second
pixel
round. I
angle
mean,
from
again,
last
look how
round,
much
not
money they've got.
replicated here. GX get to stack themselves up.
I mean, ISO is probably the reason
the
that they picked this map.
The call. Benji Fishy.
They just thought like, oh, this comp probably doesn't
this
work.
side, traps on the way out
Really?
of the choke point, and then
I'm surprised
the
they picked
actual
defense side,
itself. Cam watching and
How'd I
spotting
find
for
out?
those feet as they make their way up into heaven or down below. So it's a good position to play from. The first trap denied, and Boo shot through the smoke. He wasn't even firing back. Benji knows there's one up top. His trap's protecting down below, and he corrects just in time to take down Purpo. There's the trap on the flash as well. Great flash from Rienz. That's got a free kill for Benji.
Woot
And a
used
chance
his
to
ult,
hold,
won
but
it.
that chance fades. Now down to just Hoodie though. 21 HP on Rienz.
How's he get out of this though? If
Still
they get
alive,
into
but I don't think he's got a shield to work with. Oh, nice shot from Hoodie. It's doable. It's winnable. He's still trying to replicate that success with the wall bangs, and it was close, but not quite close enough.
Again, I
Big win.
feel like another
We
round
didn't see
where
the
you
ult,
just
but-
have to put the focus on Benji and his sight holds. Just being able to get so much
Chinging
there. It did
33
kinda look
with
like
a
the ult was
tier
about
1
to
gift
take
sub
a
to
player,
disgruntled
and he kills him before he even
foreskin.
gets taken. It was like, there's a bit of a weird sort of visual effect. I don't know if it was Famzy
Everything
ends up
okay?
getting dragged, but it's like, look, the ult goes in, he swings, but I think it took, it took Famzy at the same time. So Famzy gets taken as he gets that kill with the trip. The ult perfectly placed together. And well, again, you give Woot a 1v1. He's winning the 1v1. Like, whoever gets taken each time is gonna go,
Well, that's it. That's it right there.
guys, I'm dead. So, but he's still, it doesn't come up in the
Not a
kill
great buy,
feed,
though.
dead.
It's especially because he
They have
pops his
another
shield.
up.
Like, the guy gets a second shot at you. It's just ridiculous. And yeah, for the side of Heretics, a solid round to win. Rienz's supportive utility has been beautiful. We saw Benji Fishy reposition those traps now, avoiding the early nade on A in the future. So there's one deeper, and
Okay,
then
so
that same
early
trap,
mid-aggro, they're
but
gonna
up top this time to catch
based
the
on these
jet
close
dash through.
corners.
I like it. Changing up that side for utility, a big part of keeping your opponents on their toes.
Yeah, I think the bigger problem, though, is the fact that that round was so costly. It comes down to one player, especially after you've lost the second and the third
have
round after
Rachel
winning
here.
the pistol. It puts your
Got some
economy in
light
the
shields
bin.
as well.
So for Heretics right now, they're right on the brink, and you can see the buy that's come up. Like, GX still have an operator. They still have rifles across the board and a showstopper. So you'd say they're firmly in favor this round.
Retake
Again,
B main.
we're going to see different control taken. A battle into mid. Paranoia through immediately. The stun is great, but the first kill still goes
Get a
in the
kill
other
over
direction.
here.
Now Famzy is going to eliminate Miniboo from the round. Instead, though, they're going to try and run back in, and there's only one man in their way.
30 seconds.
Yeah, but this man has stopped them many times in the past. A tough task. He finds the first. Cage up, sneaking forward, isolating a duel, but he doesn't know that. But he's managed it. And now the spike. Oh,
There's no
another for
way.
Benji. It's spike up close. The other further away. Nade thrown through. Benji's reposition.
Big
He doesn't
nade.
want to go down in this fight. Instead, looking to fight a little bit later. He knows exactly where Famzy is. Plant will not be denied. Rifle recovered. off the Guardian into the Vandal. Those headshots needed though on 62 HP. It's going to be a very close fight if they can get the gun pointed in the right direction. But Benji's got another. The ace on the cards, but Cloud
That would have been such a good round. That would have been insane.
Wow, this round was looking done and dusted, but Benji brought it back to life, even just for a moment.
New strat. Find where Benji is and don't go that way. Because the thing is, you look at this round, it's like everything that was done by GX was perfect. And they win it in the end. But dear Lord, is this man in form today. Just isolating fight after fight. The trip actually catching multiple players. Famzy kind of caught in no man's land. That did give me mass anxiety.
Oh my god.
I mean, we enjoyed it that much too, Benji.
Props to Famzy as well. Sure, he gets caught in no man's land in the last fight.
I mean, that was a crazy round, but anyway, Giants win it. Now we're now on an eco.
Players rotating. If he doesn't do that, round is over. It's already done because Benji still gets that big play. Famzy's not there to support, and 2 players are running into heaven to help out. So he really saved the day.
And they just got caught off on the timing slightly, I think.
Facing off against Sheriffs as well. A chance to double up their lead to 4-2. And not a chance that they will be looking to throw away anytime soon.
No, they've had
I think he must have seen one.
Moments where rounds have slipped away. And we know as well that this Heretics roster, even with the pistols,
leave the jet
can be dangerous. Miniboo close to having the overdrive as well.
Away, but Benji's in a decent spot. The problem is he's got a shot.
Definitely have to be careful. Rolling Thunder available with just a singular orb. Looking at Benji's position, the thing is, this spot that he's in should only be good for one. An operator pushing solo into the site is such a gamble. And what, a 1-for-1 trade on Benji Fishy? Oh, you take those.
Yeah, you definitely don't get those every day. The other advantage here being that ultimate. As they got the kill, Hoodie can use the body to find the positions of every player. They get into the site quickly. The nades doing damage. Miniboo down to just 39. Woot's tagged as well. Looks very manageable for this attacking side as they now look to plant it. Not much resistance. Boo does manage to do some serious damage, and they're conscious of a player coming in through heaven. Good reads from these defensive players, and they're not just diving in. Instead, spreading a wide net to try to isolate duels. Unfortunately, Purpo was very ready for that with 5 HP.
Hey, Giants looking pretty good. I think the attacking off is definitely causing Heretics maybe some issues.
Heretics get the rifles out.
It's a map that last time we saw this played by Heretics, they won it 13-6. Before that, a 13-3 loss. But that was Genji in one of the bigger games, I'd say. Nice. One of the bigger games of the year so far.
Good job. Nice trade, Aro. Молодец. Good job, boys. Good.
And similarly to the last map, we're going to see a relatively early pause coming out of Heretics.
I'm out Heretics. The last few rounds. I mean, they are struggling a little bit. I think that's the thing about buying an attacking op, right, and just having it as a threat, is that when you're playing like a double duelist comp, you might think like, oh, just, you know, make them exec with an op and whatever, right? But then you're playing against double duelists. It's like, you know, and this is a pretty heavy exec comp. It's like, do you want to let them exec? Like, you know, what do you actually want to, how do you want to approach it? Now they have breach ult as well. Like, it's going to be an interesting one to see what Heretics do. I think, like, that's the thing with this comp, their mid hold is just pretty fucking shit. Like, to be real, like, the hold is shit. I'm shocked they picked defense side. I don't really understand that at all. Maybe they thought the Giants would play their old comp. I don't know, but
thriving. I think that even if this for him just ends up being a showcase for
swapping
what
Benji
he can
around.
do, this is, for Famzy, this is a great opportunity.
Yeah, for what you can do at the top level within VCT
versus
against
Heretics.
The top team in the region. Yeah, that's a pretty big statement. You can bring that scoreboard up anytime there's a ranked dispute. Just go to this webpage, have a look. For GX, also reigniting that flame inside this squad. They've had so many
not prioritizing mid at all
throughout the season, and
I mean they could go for a
like
trap
we've said
with
many times. It's not over for them yet. It may be effectively, but there is always a chance. Well, not always. Next week check in and we'll find out. Famzy dropped right off rip. Good opening pick for Rienz, denying the mid control and splitting GX. They're now 2-2 across the map. Vitinho doesn't have ult, so it's not a faster rotate round. Instead, expect the brakes to be pumped, but with 58 seconds on the clock, they have to make a decision on where they want to go. And it looks like the spike will be reconvening with these B players. Again, though,
people on the right-hand side.
They are walking into Benji's site. He swapped it up.
Gonna keep 3 people here for sure.
Well, they've seen the trap. I wonder if they second guess it now.
Yeah, he's someone
smoke in here.
It's been tough to beat. I'd say Famsi as well has done very well on rotations. Like he's been playing mid quite often in these rounds as the sort of secondary duelist at times. Trip spotted, immediate swing from Boo, and actually a rolling thunder thrown in. It hasn't connected onto Hoodie though. He's been fighting tooth and nail this game so far, but this is not looking like one of the best scenarios.
Down in heaven should
making
be,
it competitive.
is impossible
the problem is the time. They've only got 14 seconds left and the spike is up top, so getting anything from here onwards isn't going to be possible.
Exactly, yeah. That spike dropping in heaven and the players thinned out, Hoodie falling, it's over at that point. And they've realized
that camera where it was as well.
The save is in full effect. For GX, there will be no denial.
3 alive is
pretty
good
here Heretics
for
are tucked in, allowing them to carry the weapons forward. Gap narrows down to 1. And I guess the scary thing as well, Tom, is what we saw in the last map, where it's a hyper-competitive first half, and then it just swings completely out of GX's control. And I guess until I see that 13 on the board, the question is, do they have enough gas in the tank, especially without many protocols, without a deep strat book to fall back on in their current state?
Yeah, I think as well, again, similarly to the last map, we've seen one of the star players of the Heretics roster just be quiet. Like, we've seen nothing from Miniboo. And it's like, in a lot of cases, you could see that as a blessing, but it's almost the curse of
again,
when
walking up mid, taking advantage. I actually kind of like the setup they had last round. I think that's a better setup.
Famsi is just, like, this is what I mean. The battle between him and Miniboo so far has been very one-sided. Miniboo's on 25 HP, and he hasn't seen anyone yet.
And I think the idea might have been to pop a paranoia from Boo.
So
on
probably just trying to avoid
breach
here on B.
Then swing in as Miniboo. He won't be doing that now on 25 HP. He has to play a bit more reserved. Well, I say has to. Most players would have to.
They do.
He has decided to not go charging through. The Rolling Thunder respected as B side control will be taken. Famsi does well to drop Boo. He's looking for a bit more. Saw a player trapped in the corner. Hoodie picks up the angle and closes it. Oh, Miniboo! 25 HP, 2 kills. Not bad.
Anyone
can
do
Benji
it.
in a doable position, and this guy, he always seems good for a 3K. This does seem like a little bit too much to ask, and with a big swing on backside,
5-3. Yeah, I just don't love this. I understand why they're doing it again, because they're trying to have a breach ult, and they don't want to get hit by the breach ult. I get it, I understand.
And it did seem like Heretics had a good read. Both players up towards
But I feel like if you think they're going to come B with a
where
breach ult, put your Cypher on B. You know, I feel like the B site is the more likely breach ult target.
Do some damage, especially with how low he was. But
I think that's what they're going to do, then go B. They haven't really found any ISO value whatsoever.
I feel like a lot of what we're seeing at the moment from Heretics is a lot more individual bases. It's going to happen with this composition. Like, it's harder for you to combine ISO and Miniboo's utility, but see what he can do in this round. Immediate ultimate pop, nobody seen. If it's not going to run out, he needs to get sprinting.
Straight into the A side. Those traps not there this time. It's free space. Wood, good to grab one, but as the shield comes back, it goes right back down. Miniboo, good stun, great stun. In fact, lots of players caught, but Cloud clean on the angle to drop
again,
it.
Heretics struggling.
Protocols work for GX.
We get to see that Haven, which would be interesting.
There's no one left. 6 on the board, doubling that of what Heretics have
so
to play
many
with.
teams playing solo breach. I think that's just leaning into kind of the heavier exec stuff that we're seeing, right?
To get the second round, because the last time you had that.
I mean, this is not an unusual comp, and it is a pretty.
Heretics, and then
like I think they need to buy like a judge more.
In this case,
right? Like
being able to break
they need to buy a judge and an op.
Looking like
because
a much better display.
They have basically no info, right? So Heretics should have been leaning into that straight away. They should have been trying to get a judge or an op online.
Really gives you that
as soon as they could, really.
For the side of Heretics.
They're just going to struggle with like
the confidence of this
a judge here, free.
Is continuing to thrive. Great paranoia, but even still, it's only a 1-for-1.
And even then, the damage done might make that a little bit more favor to the other side.
Okay, 4v4, Rien's HP, 8 HP.
Maybe Woot can try to even the numbers. Even then, though. going to be a slower approach from GX. They are moving towards Woot, and I was implying he might even the numbers with his ultimate, although I think he's going to get open in contact. And based on some of the shots we saw hit earlier, I'm not so confident GX will get out of this one scot-free.
Because again, they're just going to contact
based on
around
timing,
with
I guess, if he swings out. But yeah, he is trained in on the angle, and Purpo's found out the hard way that that spot
okay,
was
that's
being
both duelists down, so what do you do now if you change? You probably have to go and take ramp, I think.
At any moment, he can make things awkward for them. They try and go for the plant. He can steal that player away, and they have to be wary of that when it comes down to the time.
Now we can't Omen ult
Does seem like
across.
there's a bit of a gap for him to play around in heaven. It is being watched by Rians, but bear in mind, he is on 8 HP, so he can't go peeking, he can't go fighting. But I am now just getting wary about that plant. 20 seconds up and coming on the clock.
Plant, don't
if he
forget.
catches that
Oh,
player,
the
they're in
spike
trouble,
goes
but
down
they
here,
try
they're
and
dead.
isolate them from behind, and they've done fantastically well. Spike will be retrieved, there's enough time to get back towards the site, and keeping that in a 2v2 and removing Woot is so important.
The ult could come in right now if he was still alive and deny that plant. The shield was online as well. It would have been an absolute disaster,
That's
but
pretty
instead,
big knowing exactly where both
GX
of them
have come
are.
out of this one smelling the daisies. Both on site.
Cover going out.
Even a trap for elbow. A trap for behind, but that doesn't help when they can come down from heaven. That's exactly what has happened. We can see that with Boo. I'll suspect both of these players to be here now. There's not many other spots they can be in as they clear out backside and drop. Or drop in front side. Now it's backside to work with, and that's exactly where GX are waiting.
Giants
7
looking good.
on the board.
I mean, that was a situation that
built upon, and GX
you know, Heretics had
with
a pretty good
much fresher
chance
face
on,
on
but
Split than I was expecting. It's been a day of surprises out of this squad.
What do we think of
I
this
think the
textured
mid-rounding
jersey
was
the Giants have
fantastic.
got?
Like, I think the only major worry I have for them after the initial fights was, okay, if Woot has that ultimate available and you have 20 seconds, you lose. Because he is just going to try and either steal the planter or steal the player protecting the plant. So what they do is they take heaven control and they isolate him before he can even get anywhere near using that ultimate. It's a bit of a risk.
That was a risky,
you
it
don't
was
know
a
how many
risky
players
play
are
by
there,
Dance, but
it was
worked out.
one way to ensure that that scenario didn't happen, and that's just a great call in the end from GX.
Well, Fatinho has gone straight into the spawn. He's seen Redgar play this map enough,
Nice
and
exit.
well, it's worked out. Great paranoia that catches Boo, leaves Purpo with the kill, and sends the B site firmly into the control of GX. Shield activated by Woot. That means he's planning to go, 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 and well, Mini Boo's already found one with Woot. Dueling them on the back of the site, refreshing his shield perhaps, but now he's down. Left all onto Mini Boo, tagged through the smoke, 6 HP, holding on by a thread, 2 bullets, 1 bullet, and no bullets.
Almost knifed.
Down and out.
What are you going for a
8-3.
9? Okay, I think Heretics.
Oh, he wanted to try and throw a little bit
It's
of
not
BM,
looking great.
but
I mean, they
you
could
can
still pull it.
understand
I mean, if they win
This has
this
been a
last round, they can still
fantastic
pull
half
it
for the
back.
side of
But
GX, and I definitely think we're witnessing
it's definitely not
some of the
looking good
weaknesses
here. I think this
on the
comp probably
defensive
needs to
half
be
of
put
that
in the bin.
composition. Obviously, we've
But
seen
I'm a bit worried
the
that they're probably
nerve
going to play
of
something
ISO,
similar on
but
Haven,
again, a
and
lot
they're
of
probably
it
going to doubt
is not
themselves
so
for
much
doing that.
the changes. Like, it
Considering
feels
how
like
bad
Wu
this
has
has
been
gone.
in the right place with the shield online, but he's just being dominated by the team play. Like, a couple of bullets hit you, it doesn't matter. And I think the other major issue is just there isn't the same interplay that we've seen from the likes of GX,
The comp
Famsi
doesn't
being able to
allow
take
the
those
same
early fights,
interplay. The comp
having
is very much about,
Purpo alongside him. This double
going
duelist
crazy on
looks
your own.
nasty, and he's gonna get caught. I don't think he gets. Does he get to keep the showstopper? Is it gone? I think it's gone. So
no abilities in this realm.
That's so cursed. You use the showstopper, then you lose it.
That's a harsh punishment, and then Woot's still walking around, shield online from that kill, taking down Cloud. He's got another 12 to work with, and he'll find his third. Benji then strikes from behind, the second man in the same position. Gorgeous round.
They dealt with that a little bit
Heretics,
better there.
That's one
Heretics
that we
4-8.
wanted to see from Woot.
I mean,
Managing
winnable,
to get the
particularly if
ball
they can win
rolling just
another
at the end of the
pistol, but
half. 8-4. With
winning
the
pistol and only
success
getting
rate,
4, I know they
Heretics
lost the
might be
second
able to get
round,
right
but
back into
when
this.
you win that pistol, 4 is kind of a disaster.
That's like the worst way to lose a round. Is you pop your showstopper, it gets stolen from you, and then you die, and you give him a shield, and then he gets to go straight back into the fight. Like, come on, man.
Nice, Woo!
That's not
Let's
fair.
go! Really good holds. Really, really good.
Yeah, it's a great told.
Great told. Yeah, you're gonna call him out? You know, Tom, everybody makes mistakes.
It's
They
not
say
his
the
first language.
Everyone says the wrong words sometimes, okay? Sometimes it's a quick mistake, sometimes it's a brief mistake, but there's many mistakes to be made.
Sometimes it's a meow.
It can be, occasionally. Luckily, we're not cast
Yeah, we're
mystic
gonna go
today,
for,
so. We'll have none of that. It was right here it happened. You remember, Tom? 8-4. GX pistol round. This is one that they want. If they're going to close this out, bring us to a map 3, this is where they start to pick up those rounds to make it possible. Nade is good. Sends them running back. Woot down to 55. Shield already canceled out. Very good early round from GX. I'm a bit concerned about this Heaven fight, though. A lot of pressure on Cloud and so much utility sends it back, and now Purpo's crunched on. Famsi, though, does well to pick up one. That was, I think, even through the smoke, and Purpo blinded up, is still going! Surviving with another dash and tripling up! He's got another chance! A stun! It's perfect! The spray, not so much, but the job is done. Purpo has found them a pistol round, unless Benji's got another big play up his sleeve.
It was a 1v5 before, he got 4. Now 1v4, but you can see them gathering up. A 3-man stack, all coming in from behind. No chance that Purpo's there to close it. It looked like that man should have been dead 6 or 7 times in that round. Instead, he gives them their first pistol and a 4K to take them to 9 rounds.
So probably going to map 3.
I'll be honest, coming into today,
looking good for Giants.
I thought they had no chance of getting a map, especially when I saw this veto. I was thinking, you've come into a map you've not won all year. You lost 13-1 the last time you played it with a new player. You're swapping Fatidio onto an Omen.
Here.
Right now, 9-4 up, looking great.
It was.
I mean, they look good.
The replay we saw there made it look
again,
like
I think that Heretics comp isn't helping them. I think that basically Giants are playing the better version of Heretics comp. You know, because we have the Omen, Cypher, Breach for both sides, but then
1 second glimpse of where the player was, Breach flash hit, and he somehow flicked onto their head. Like, I don't know how he did that. He couldn't see a damn thing when he shot the bullet, but
any value from
an impressive shot out of him, and
like they found a bit of value from like the ISO ult and the shield a couple times, but certainly not enough to justify playing it. And I don't think they found really anything.
It means he can be aggressive with little risk, work towards the Blade Storm, and it's not like he was missing too many shots in the previous round. For the other side, a fair few Sheriffs. Gives them a better chance of at least making this round costly. Seems like Purpo is going to be that main point of contact. Not a lot of utility to play with here. They do still have that shield to sort of give them the initial fight already, though. Purpo's going to be able to get the opener a little bit more. It's the same as the last round, just landing.
Purpo saving for that early op again.
In front of him, 1 away from that Blade Storm now. He can even run in and die just to make sure that that ultimate will be available. And while there's a little bit of cost, a little bit of damage, it won't matter.
It's like this comp, you don't have the. You have obviously the neon, but the ISO obviously isn't giving you. I guess you have the shield, but the shield becomes quite obvious for an op that you hear it obviously, so you know whether you can take the fight or not.
I also like his reaction. You hear the shield activate, and he just falls back. Lets the first man go through. You know that's going to be the one with the shield. You know if you swing him, you're going to take his shield down, and 4 people are going to shoot you in the head. So instead he lets him go through.
Op and money for next.
Chaos is the rest of the middle of the pack has to turn and adjust. Beautiful stuff.
Bonus round up with money to buy.
Purpo now. A bit of an upgrade on the last round, but that flash has caught him, and the Bulldog not going to get the kill. Although Famsi is the one that's traded out on top ramp. The op is still alive, but barely surviving on 26 HP, and it was a shielded Woot that he came up against. Not the weapon for it.
Okay, not great there, getting caught by that flash. Caught a bit unaware.
Slimmed out. And the investment into that operator, a bit of a costly one, but one that, because he only had the ghost in the last round, is absolutely fine. Means he has Blade Storm for next as well, so really not that much of a gamble for Purpo. And now we look at the other players, still with decent weaponry. Even just dropping a couple more would bring them ever closer to that victory in the next. Even still, though. 3 players pushing up together. A trip will give the game away, but it's whether or not the rest look to pounce on it. There's a stun and a paranoia available for the 2 players currently in that vent room. They could make things pretty awkward for Heretics.
My eyes are down.
Okay, the reflank is fast.
He can match the performance of the Cypher on the other side if he even gets a chance. Spike down, they have to go back up into heaven, and that might be Hoodie's chance to strike. The trip destroyed. Oh, but on the swing, Woot drops him. They spot a player up top too. That's an interesting peek, not one I've seen before, but Patino's there as well. 2 players holding onto that spike with 12 seconds left. Here comes the cavalry. The rope to distract Vitinho, good for 1, but now being hunted down by the final 2, doing damage. 6 seconds. Plant coming in. It's protected, but Vitinho's got him. The swing here could be everything. He knows the players behind the box, and the spam is enough.
Okay, GG.
3 kills and an 11th round locked in for GX.
I think he's just giving him a little kiss on the head. That was a big round from Vitinho, and again, proving.
Okay, map 3. Could Giants actually do this? If Giants win this, by the way, like their playoff chances.
We've seen him play
are
so
all
many different roles this year.
Like, they have a
after being
chance.
a superstar duelist for the majority.
I mean, they can max go
He's
5 and
currently top
5,
of the
but they
board.
have a chance.
An unbelievable couple of rounds from him, and this was the thing. Just losing that spike again, a bit of an oversight.
And this is
being
big for
caught with their
Fnatic as
backs
well.
turned.
Because Fnatic could get a top 2 seed. I mean, they did say if the Heretics lose, then Fnatic are in champs anyway.
11-4.
Because no one can guess them on point.
Looking map now for GX, as they have finally been able to do a little bit better in
They
the
thought it
early
was gonna up
conversions,
again.
and the difference is paramount.
If it wasn't the player with the
Heretics
spike drop
playing like
there,
shit, or
different
Giants are
reality
playing-
that
It's
we
partly-
reside in, but Team
Their comp
Heretics
isn't very good. Giants
having
are.
the easiest
Giants
of times,
have been
really
good
being
at Split, but
challenged
they just
by
haven't.
GX, by Vitinho
Like a
in
lot of the
particular.
Heretics players aren't
Around
winning as
from
many
him
fights. Other
already.
than Benji, it feels
Paranoia
like
into the shot. Oh no,
the aim
Boo's
isn't
a little
great.
closer than they expected.
Although
So
maybe
is
I'm
Woot,
lucky
and now
too.
it gets a little bit dangerous because Woot, once he starts, he doesn't stop. Ultimate used as well. Back up to full health. A good fight for this man, and the duel is not his. Despite a lick of damage, he was a bullet away.
You know, so they definitely
That's
are a bit
enough this
off,
time,
as
and
you
the
just
off coming
saw.
around the back. That could be the difference maker. There is a player holding him, but Rians needs to be quick on this shot, and quick he will be. My goodness.
And now it's down to the man who survived a Woot 1v1. You'd think the hard work was done, but still 2 players left to find. He has no idea. What? Still manages to win the battle, and somehow was even given a chance versus Rians. It comes down to another clutch scenario, and well, just about
that was a
Heretics
weird
get it
one.
over the line.
Well, I guess it's that old phrase that the greatest swordsman in the world.
The
doesn't
stats are
fear
getting
the
there so we
second
can have
best, he
Heretics
fears the
versus
worst,
Navi
'cause he'll do
single
things he
alone.
just doesn't expect. I mean, the guy straight out
I mean,
diving out of heaven.
do you think
jumping
Navi are
on your
gonna
head.
win a
It's
game?
not the play you envision when you're down below.
That requires
so I
Navi to
understand
win
not
a
being able
game
to
from
connect
now.
the shots, and
They do play
I
coy,
know
I
for a
think.
fact we're going to see it in the replay. Yeah, close fight for Woot. Not quite though. Here it is. Well, Boo, I don't blame you. He got a little
they're
bit
on
of
an
a jump
eco though,
scare, I
Giants, now.
suppose. It's fitting for him to get that.
Believers?
He's been counter-booed. 11-5.
It's a Mario Kart noise. That took your abilities away.
Money, not great. Purpo with a Blade Storm. A little bit of delay from the nade. This is going to bring every single member, at least in the direction of the A site. He has decided to go back and chill with his utility, but for Heretics, they can opt to try and slow this down. You can see Boo on the other side of the map, but ultimately at this point, he is the only man there. The game plan hasn't changed. Unfortunately, the stack has.
I wonder if some of that is just how loud they were being on ramp. They go up, put a trap, there's a dude spamming for ages, and you just start to think, well, this is a little bit too telegraphed. Perhaps they're just trying to sell a fake. Well, with the stack up on B, they found out that they chose the wrong spot, and my goodness, not great. Blade Storm doesn't land that much.
Unlucky.
Shot from Famsi
Okay,
connects onto some of the
4v3.
damage of Woot, but it's
Only
a 3
Sheriff
versus
should be
4.
good.
GX
Cypher
way
ulted
behind,
as well.
no rifles to work with.
They get breach up for next
Sheriffs will
round.
need to find their mark pretty quickly
Unless they use
for
it
them
this
to have
round
a shot,
because they
especially
panic.
with a Rolling Thunder in play. Albeit that we can see that
God,
Rolling
that
Thunder
good
is on the
shit.
site, so a little easier to isolate perhaps, not used for the post plant. Problem is, you're gonna have to get to that site first, and okay, they've got the information. The element of surprise certainly not working out for Heretics, and some of these fights, suboptimal to say the. Thank you for illustrating the point I was making. Evidently, they can hear me, and they did that just for us. I'd like to believe that.
What do you
rather
mean? That
than
was
think that's,
funny. That was just
any
them running.
alternative. There was a player behind him shooting, so it's all a distraction play.
What do you mean? He's not even trying to kill him. He's just running out.
I'll close my eyes. It's just grim.
There we go. See, look, player swinging behind. So he's just baiting for him. Everything's okay. He's not throwing.
He's baiting for him against a pistol when his teammate could have swung even if he just took the fight normally. He didn't need to do that. There was literally no need.
Style
Oh dear.
that was nice.
That's a lot of util thrown in early that catches
still gets
Purpo,
out.
but He's able to get away with it. I don't know. A lot of the peaks we're seeing right now from Heretics just don't feel like the same confident, plucky team we've seen for the rest of the year. Like, that could have been an easy opener, but a little bit more passive. And on the other side of things, you can see that GX are more than ready to try and re-aggress. In fact, they're going to go in together. And, well, it's only a trade, but that's Woot out of the picture.
Okay, 1 for 1.
Yeah, only a trade, but when it's Woot on ISO taken down, that's a trade you'll certainly be happy to have. Showstopper in play as well for Famzy if things get a little bit wild.
Okay, we have Breach Ult, we have Showstopper. Showstopper's a good counter to a Breach Ult.
It's going to be mostly a Heaven play with rolling
and
thunder
they
focused
ult
towards
main.
A gamble from them, thinking
no
the space would still be taken, but it hasn't been.
Take
Paranoia.
main.
Showstopper not landing, not getting the kills, at least some damage, but the position of Cloud catches them off guard. 2 kills in his position, and it looks like it might just be done and dusted. With Rienz catching the teleport! That's a disaster! But he doesn't know where the last player is. Hoodie has the element of surprise. He has the jump on him, and he has the kill. Beautiful stuff.
GG.
12 to 6, and 6 in a row on the attack side needed for Heretics. This is looking like a haven.
Yeah, I'm excited to see it as well. Like, it hasn't been something that we've seen much of as of yet. Couple of teams running it, but I'm sure there's going to be a lot of different ideas with the current duelist meta.
Could have been an email? What do you mean? We're going to map 3.
Variation.
Or you just mean there's maps here?
I'm also intrigued for GX.
This would have been a surprising email, though.
What they have come up with. Like,
what do you mean could have been an email?
Brawl, and for Heretics being one of the sort of like having some really strong
Red
maps,
light?
like your Bind, like your Sunset, you probably had a little bit more time to just put into
Sith.
okay, what can we think up?
Am I watching Americans? I'll watch NRG.
Heretics though, they're going to take themselves.
Okay, Heretics take a timeout. I mean, Boo 5 and 17, Mini Boo 7 and 15. Not great. Not great. Famzy performing well. EMEA player quality in Tier 1 isn't the biggest jump. Is that you just trying to promote yourself there, Zoltok, saying you could play in Tier 1? Can NRG still qualify? Yes, but they need to win both their games. They need to win against
TPs have been good, but
Cloud9 and
he's just been hitting his shots. And for GX, it's hard to believe that
I'm a bum for now. What are you aiming not to be one later on?
Showstopper for Famzy, obviously, right? Like, that they won't.
What did I think when you found out Furia won against Loud? I mean, I watched the end of the first map and I watched Furia Giga throw, and I thought, fucking classic Furia.
If there is a team to do it right
so I was a
now,
bit
this would be
surprised.
the squad.
Like, if you would have just told me at the start without me watching any of it, I would have thought, oh yeah, makes sense. But I'm watching Furia Breach Ult in a 1v5,
running into a brick wall a lot of the time.
and just horrendous uses of ults. Horrible.
I suppose, yes. But now
I see your point. I see your point. Aggressive from Purpo, and Woot will
Well, they read that and dealt with that very well.
With a weapon missing, this could be a gun into Boo's hands. The Boo brothers have had one of their rougher collective performances. I like that, actually using the shield to cover both. But it has now dissipated.
I just started Minecraft raining where I am.
As well as even if Woot
just rain out of nowhere. Yes, it is July.
It doesn't come back. He doesn't get it.
You know, it rains here more in August than it does July.
Which was probably
that's a TMB fun fact for you.
A little bit too overpowered.
Especially because I believe they counted up even while the shield was active. So you get 2 kills with the shield, you can use the shield later. That's insane. Whereas at this point...
Well, you could also use it before the shield ran out. So
yeah.
it really is just absurd. For Woot, it doesn't seem to matter. They missed cover, but Woot didn't. A double take on the angle.
Woot saving his skin there.
Another big multi-frag from him, and well, it's going to be an attempt to take.
So this will be an eco after this for Giants.
Actually, they've got to be a little bit careful because Benji's lurking about.
Yeah, at this point, he's hearing the steps towards heaven, and actually, I think he will have been close enough to realize that player didn't run away.
Did get dropped.
So they know, or they will know fairly soon, that GX are saving. Question is, you take a look down at this the sidebar. Each player's below 1,000 credits at least on the attacking side.
My
It's a
FNS
little
jersey
bit
came in
catch
like
with
2 days
the
ago.
GX,
Am
but
I cooked?
the point is, they might want
That
to
can't
drop
be
these
real.
weapons out of GX's hands, but they also have to consider the cost to their own economy. They do lose a couple of players. Boo's not considering a damn thing. He's running it down, and that's Hoodie.
Why's my
dropped
send stuff
already.
still up? Read the
One rifle to
room.
be carried through, potentially a
Connect
buy for
the
Hoodie,
dots.
but a rough position for the rest
Wake
of the squad.
up,
A chance for
sheeple.
2 in a row, and to get the ball rolling for the attackers.
Yeah, we haven't seen much more than that thus far, but it's a big round from Woot that ultimately makes the difference, and yeah, it doesn't seem like there'll be much investment on the rest of the players. I like that from GX. Ultimately, you don't need to overdo it.
The red light. The red light's just there because I
Like,
thought
you
it
have
was.
rounds to play with. You don't want to end up
purple if you
having
want.
a
There you go.
hindrance on future rounds.
If you prefer purple envy.
By the looks of it, though, they're going to immediately
What color are
attempt to
heretics? Black.
try and get aggressive.
Giants are like blue, aren't they?
It's more of just a ruse. The problem is Boo is just
Giants
TP'd into
blue.
the back of the site, so any ruse that was there has quickly dissipated.
You and me. Well, there's the ultimate use.
Oh, there goes one of them.
The player dragged in.
Almost flash is
Yeah,
good.
it's got a rifle. That's actually the only rifle, and now it's gone. Just like that. Well, Famsy down and out. Attempted play onto Woot. That does
Can you
not
make
work.
the last
Cloud,
round?
though. He's putting in a shift on the back of the site. Damage done to Purpo. I think this one might just be close.
Can I make it brown, did
Bit
you
of
say?
damage on the Hoodie. 20 HP. Stray bullet will take him down. Shield on Woot. ring a Rosie. And he's caught them. A little bit by surprise on that
Can I make
swing,
it
but it's
brown?
not
I don't
worked
think I
out.
can make
And
it
they did
brown.
save money over on Hoodie, so a
brown,
big
like
factor of this next round for
orangey?
GX should be an operator. I believe that will go on to Purpo. We'll
That's
see if
about
it's
as
dropped
brown
over.
as I
It's
can
already
make it,
been
but it
dropped
comes
over,
through as
so
red
yes,
on the
they're
thing.
going to be
This
playing
is,
the
I don't know why this
operator
happens.
next.
It gets
The
red
thing is,
shifted.
with Woot taking a
But
lot
to
of
me,
these
this is like
early
kind of orangey
fights,
brown, I guess.
The operator's value is seriously diminished. Like, if he's going to be swinging the angle, you hit him with the op, it doesn't matter. You can hit him with 1 damage from a nade, or the full 150 with an op, he's going to take 0 damage. So that's the bigger issue, is there almost
Stick on
needs to be
purple.
something put into place to make this have effect. And well, straight away, he's going to go for that aggressive
Oh.
fight. He may have taken
He
the
lived.
shield away, I think he has. And actually, Cloud's
17
followed up.
HP.
There you go. I guess he gets away with it.
Well,
So the
17
same
HP,
A ramp
quite
take with
price
the
to
double look
pay.
mid.
But Woot is out of the round, and even just
No
looking at the
brown.
previous round and
Hell
how
on
quickly
earth.
he was able to
I don't
break
know how
open
much
this
more of
B-side
this I
defense.
can take.
Granted, with not the best of weapons, but
I would say that
good
my
thing to
if
have him
someone
down in the dirt for that defensive
asked me to
side.
describe
Operator as
the
well.
people who
17
regularly
health
send
or
bits,
not, they're gonna
I'd
be
say
swinging into
dramatic
him,
is
and that
one
gives
of the
Purpo a
words.
chance
You are a
to make this
dramatic
life
bunch.
worth a little
The
bit more.
bits giving people.
Although, the only thing I will say, Tom, is again, look at the rotations. Famsy's moved to B. Cloud was
Oh,
just
you
outside
would've
of
hit
heaven,
that.
shot missed by Purpo, and now he's in a lot of trouble.
no smoke
Here
CT,
comes Mini
it's a
Boo
free
sliding
kill.
through, but Cloud again able to catch them on the side angle.
Yeah, they don't need to overextend here either. They have that man
This
advantage.
is a couple times this happened where
Information will
we're
be
getting ahead of
collected.
ourselves
I think
with
the
our
main
smokes.
issue,
It just
that
feels like
rolling
they,
thunder, but
I
more
don't
so
know,
clearing out Boo. He's
feels like
always
they're not very good at
lurking
this
around
map,
these
like,
positions in
some
heaven.
of
It's
those
something that
just crucial
GX should be
mistakes
more
just
than
go
aware
there
of.
all the
He's done
time.
it in plenty
You
of
have to
rounds.
breach all here.
Especially with Neural Theft online.
We
but the rolling
literally are
thunder might
paying
make
you
this
money
difficult.
just to
It
get your
hasn't
attention.
actually caught the
What do
player
you
furthest
expect?
back. Hoodie was just out of range.
Well,
Another
no,
smoke
but you're
goes
just
down.
dramatic.
Trap on the way out, and Benji swung, caught them completely
Ace.
off guard. That's
Thank you
Hold on,
for the
we're back.
compliment, my
kills for Benji.
TMV.
This guy is unbelievable. How did it, so
Imagine
many
denying
rounds.
Ace because
He
you're
just has
boring.
this
Okay, we're back
perfect
on a
read
Nico.
Exactly when to peek. You had Breach up close, looking at the trap, about to shoot it, while Famsy throws in a nade, and that's the exact moment that he goes in. Unbelievable.
Does Hoodie even survive? It's going to be incredibly close. And no, Boo's
Hey,
there
no
to close
guns.
it.
Troy time
I
on
think
Giants.
a shout-out needs to go to Boo as
12-9.
well with the one-way. Like, just
Yes,
being
yeah,
able to create such an awkward angle for them to fight through. And credit to Cloud as well. Like, counter utility, they had a plan from the get-go. He kept things in a good position, but yeah, that's the smoke. That's the smoke that changes the round. Sure, Benji starts to hit the shot, still has to get the timing dead on, but that smoke just in the moment was absolutely sublime. The round's now down from 6 to 3. Smirk's even starting to slip onto the
Rubbing his
faces
hands
of
together. He looks like a-
Nilzinho. I think he knows that there's a very real chance this turns now.
He's
Okay,
looking like a
12-9.
Cartoon Network villain there.
I mean, you just need one, Giants. You just need one. You're on an eco, so that's not great. You're gonna get breach up and raise up probably for at least the last round. Personally, I think in this situation it's 12-9. You want to maximize that you get 2 buys, so you want to make sure you actually save just a bit extra to make sure you can buy for the last 2 no matter what. Just go for like a fullish eco. You know, don't bother with stuff like a Guardian here. I would say go for more of like a fullish eco. And then just buy for the last 2 no matter what.
Don't know how I got these bits, but take it.
Thanks, Ozgi.
Attacking side of Heretics to face off against. And remember, you know, in the last 3 rounds or so, we've seen them use all their ultimates. So for the attackers, that was potentially the easier part now behind
2
them.
Guardians,
Their
3
opponents are going to
shares.
start to get more money, have ultimates coming online.
How did we get here? Oh, I mean, this was what?
That's
What was
probably
it?
when
12,
we see 13.
6?
Still a long road for Heretics with 3 in a row.
A bit of a stomp, really. If GX wins Haven, I will give 10 subs, says CM. Okay. I'm holding you to that.
Danger in this round. Purpo definitely is the primary, but they're more so just looking to try and take that space. We've even seen them investing some of their ultimates in lower purchase rounds just to try and convert them, but that won't be the case here.
We are playing Civ 6 together.
Remotely close.
Who's we?
With the buy coming next round, that is a pretty dangerous prospect you mentioned. Cloud, Purpo, not too far away. With a 4-man stack towards this B site, a lot of this does rely on Benji. Like, he could find the information of a clear site, pull his team all the way over, and I think that is exactly what he's done.
There, 30 seconds left.
Time is low.
All
Smoke
pressure
comes in.
will
These
now
guys
be
are going to
on
start to
Cloud
move now.
if he
You would have
decides
thought.
to commit to these fights, which might be wise not to. Time to count to 12 as we've got the shield used by Woot. 12 seconds until that's going to dissipate.
When Civ 7 comes out, kid, we'll have to...
Oh,
can you play Civ? I mean,
position from Woot
ping doesn't matter on Civ, surely.
A lot of
I
players
guess it does, actually, when you go to war,
react.
doesn't it?
Minibu can also slide
We'll play
into the angle
pacifist
if needed.
Civ.
I think it's soon we're going to see a smoke go up top in heaven. Boot hasn't got any online right now, but they should be refreshing in just a second. There we go. Smoke already up and online, popped up in heaven, exactly. So that closes in one of the gaps, but all players moving through the spawn. A threat for Woot. The ranged angle backed up by
we can just play turn-based war.
My face when I spend the whole stream perfectly curating the most hilarious message known to man only for TMV to ignore it.
I mean, if you want to have me not ignore it, why would you send bits for that rather than just send bits for whatever message you typed out?
Credits on the line. Ults maybe will come online. Depends if they fight for the orbs.
I love this one guy just fucking
I think the scary thing here
champion
is
on his own.
some of these rounds have been.
Take some fucking balls to do that.
Winnable positions, the way that the tide has turned. I think also something interesting for me in particular is watching Woot. He only use one ability for the majority of this game. Like,
I saw him vulnerable someone at least one time.
Yeah.
So don't slander him.
But anytime that shield has gone out, I feel like it's killed him. Like, he's just going, I'm just going to put a shield on me, and that's it. That's all I need. It's the only ability worthwhile. It feels like almost like Raider with
2
the
chances
dismiss.
to win.
Like, you have a dismiss or a heal, everything else is just kind
Come
of
on,
there
Giants,
for
you
show.
can't lose this. I actually kind of
Even
want to
still,
see Haven, to be honest. I want to see
It's
what
the round we highlighted, the round we talked about. The
Heretics
next
are playing
one would
on
have
Haven.
an alt dump available, seemingly no matter what, but letting it get that far, 5 rounds in a row it would be for Heretics, already up to 4. And you can see that the level of confidence, even on an individual level, is starting to, well, get to its pinnacle.
I think the things we want to see here is Purple get a kill, at least before he dies.
Man,
Same
these
thing for
guys
Famzy. If they
full
can do
rotate.
that, Bladestorm backs up their buy next round. Same thing for
Stick
Showstopper.
around. I was going to say, like, where are you
There
guys
goes the
going? They
shield.
broke this
12
trip.
seconds
They
already
can't
gone.
come back.
That quick. Blink and you miss it. Well, blink a few times. I mean, if it takes you 12 seconds, you need help. Paranoia going up into heaven. TP
Yeah,
across.
I mean,
reposition
kind of a
for Fatinho now on the backside, ready to fight. 2 more players coming
half
in.
exec.
It's Breach and Raze.
Got players here
it's
now.
stacked up on this site, rifles in hand. This could be it for GX, where they finally put a stop to it. A chance for Fatinho. Cloud backs him up, but the numbers stay even. Rolling Thunder put out. That's the defenders. Striking!
Benji?
Benji up above takes his
No
third,
fucking
and it's forward.
way.
Saving
He's
the
done
day
it
for
again.
Team Heretics. They're going all the way to round 24. What in the world? Like, okay, right, we made the point. The dude's insane. He does stupid things, like just not stupid in a bad way, but stupid as in I feel stupid because I can't do that. How does anyone do this? And he does it every damn time. He used the ult and then went, nah, he's behind me. I know he is. I don't even need the intel. Ridiculous.
So they
like,
used their breach ult. They're one off a
Anton,
raise ult.
Purpo, Famzy, they didn't get their kills. It was
They're two
Benji
off
that
an
needed
ice
to
ult.
drop. Now
We're
they
going
don't have a
4A
showstopper.
exec.
They don't have a Blade Storm. This is a disaster. We could be going to OT.
It
The
definitely
stun back
feels
is
that
good,
way.
though.
5 rounds in a row. Famzy up close. As said, a single kill could get them a couple of ults online. Well,
Kill
Cloud's
Benji.
got one, but they're falling like flies. Mini Boom Woot, the double duelist leading the charge. Cloud needs to be a hero, and he won't be.
Oh no, they're gonna
This
get
is
it.
all but fallen apart. 2 players remaining.
2v4. Oh no.
This was a scoreline of 12-6. We were talking about GX showing what they've got, stepping up to the plate, bringing in this 20-year-old to play that duelist role and taking a map off Heretics like it was already over. Best we forget who they're playing against, Vitinho, to try and save them. Now just on to Hoodie. A 1 versus 4 to stop this going to OT, to stem the bleeding that has been this last 6 rounds. But let's be real, Mitch. We're going to OT.
Yeah, I don't think Hoodie has a damn choice about it. Get all the kills you want here. The clock is the one enemy you can take down. 12 to 12. Overtime locked in for Los Niños, and my God, what a ridiculous performance. Yeah, Woot is playing great. He's having a good game, but there's no way you're drawing my eyes away from Benji the Fishy. That guy is like,
didn't do
we
anything
need to check
round.
his P. Oh, he didn't, did he? Oh, only the 17 before it. He's 28-8.
Okay, OT, tougher Giants now, you would think. Mentally tough. God. Oh, that's tough for Giants. To lose 6 in a row of 12-6.
Oh, yeah.
Like easily.
Oh, yeah.
Like you'd be like,
Oh,
actually,
this could be
is
the
getting a little
fakest
bit
comeback
long.
ever.
We have to
Look,
cut
I
some
mean, their
clips.
defense side was pretty
yeah, you
shit.
know that 1v5 where he only got 4? That one's got to go.
They're like, only put in
let's see.
3 Ks or more. Benji, that was every round, bro. Like, that's all the clips.
Oh, here we go.
You don't get this trip too much anymore. Used to kind of be like
It's definitely where
the
they had their
trip.
better half, but the thing is, you
Don't really
let
get it anymore.
a lead like that slip. Oh, you go from 12-6 up, and now you have to go back to the attack and kind of remember what you were doing before. Yeah. Oh, yeah, but those rounds were working. Yeah, they were.
Camera on A.
It doesn't mean they will now. 4-man push. A stun paranoia combo available. Timing will be everything.
Paranoia from Boo. It's only slowing them down. Actually, no, it's not. I lied. It's giving Rianz a chance to strike. He only gets the 1. Does damage to another, and Boo could be an overextension. He goes in for the fight, but he knows Benji's on the site. The man that's been able to take them down again and again, regardless of the numbers up against him. Well, here's a real challenge. They're vulnerable. They're so vulnerable. He gets a double, and now the push out of Woot. 6 seconds still on this ability, but the shield's gonna fall. So too will Vitinho. Hoodie, the last man standing on the site, and he's just seen Woot disappear around the corner. The timing, oh, it's terrible. It could have been his. At least he has the info, though. He knows there's one heaven. He knows there's one spawn. And attempt perhaps to plant and draw them into the open. That's exactly what he's doing, but they don't budge. They don't move. 20 seconds on the clock. They'll let the pressure of time creeping up on him make him make a mistake. There's the swing, and it's Mini Boo on top to close the round.
Gets his
13 to 12. Team Heretics from 12-6 down are on map and series point.
Oh, you've missed one thing. The only thing.
What's that?
Playoffs point.
Oh,
they win this round. They've made it to playoffs. Yes. Sure, they have other opportunities to do it. GX. I don't think it's guaranteed, but let's be real. It's basically guaranteed. They are, at this point, almost inevitably out if they lose this next round. And while Fnatic might be waiting at home thinking, hey, maybe we make champions today. I don't think anybody believed in that. Heretics look to make their waltz in split 2 towards playoffs.
Oh, they don't like it.
Making it look easy.
They absolutely are. I saw on the player cam there, Benji's cheeks flushed red. The heart is pumping, let me tell you. Now he's got another challenger.
You can't use the word
stepping up
cheeks
to
in
the
a
plate,
cast.
Famzy and Purpo. It's a standoff. Nobody moving just yet. They step closer now to the trap, and Benji spotted, but he bails. He's a patient man. Doesn't want to take fights. He knows that he can't win, or might not win.
Oh, I think it wins.
He might, but he wasn't feeling it this time. Instead, regrouping for the B push.
Cool. Push through from Minibu. Vitinho's position. Might not be checked, not cleared properly. That's at least one. Another for Vitinho.
Okay, Vitinho.
To thrive. Finally, someone is stepping up. It's been a while, and Vitinho's taken over, leaving Benji all alone, and not this time.
Stole it.
It will continue into another half of overtime.
How else do you refer to a person's cheeks? Well, I don't know, but
fantastic. It's just
say
we
his
haven't
face.
been able to say it for a while.
Don't have to say his.
But he is 26 and 16.
I don't know,
He's
just
only
saying
4
his
kills off Benji.
cheeks are
Yeah.
flush.
He's been having his rounds. Benji's dropped his 30 bomb already, but this one here
saying his cheeks are
keeps
red,
GX
let's be
in
real.
contention. Big play, and that's not 3 individual fights. I mean, they're swinging to trade each other, one after another up top, head peak angle, but my guy resets every time. And Neil Zinho's face says
the
it.
gutter?
That was the look of.
I didn't say it.
One later.
Yep, we're gonna talk about spacing in a minute. Stun is good. Woot's on the back of it. He's been stunned himself. The swing through by Minibu
Okay, we're
was
back to
already
taking
underway.
some bad
Good
fights.
disruptive utility from GX, and Marianne's down. Now there's a lot of pressure on this man here. Woot on his run down. He's caught by the util. He's got to fight.
Hey,
and that's
Giants,
not
the
a duel he
fakest
wins.
comeback is
All right,
that's what we're
Benji,
gonna get.
We've hyped you up quite a bit, man. We've talked about clutches, individual plays. Now's your chance. Take the stage.
No. If GX lose this one, we kick them out of the league. That's what I'm going to say. There's absolutely 0% chance. Thank you very much, GX. You're welcome. You get to stay. And the Lucia Flawless as well. Coming into
God,
the
imagine if they
second
did
round of
lose.
OT.
And
They get
they
another
were
shot.
like, well,
another
gotta kick
bite
them
of
out of the
cherry.
league now.
After 6 attempts to close this, number
The
7.
biggest fake comeback of all
Might be the
time.
lucky number? I don't know.
Just taking like again, just
Let's find out.
overheating a bit.
It's a pause call
Again, like one
by
flash,
Team
it's just
Heretics
not-
as well.
Just
They
not
take time to talk about this. And, well, I'm not sure what there is to talk about.
Eskimo, thanks for the 7 months.
On that round, I think it'll be more
I love
moving
how
forward
the
at this point.
casters always think a round is winnable with
Lots of
Benji
individual
alive.
fights won by GX now, last 2 rounds.
I mean, he did almost
We
win a
said the blood was
1v5 in this
pumping
game.
for Benji. Well, I think that's transferred
Okay,
to
take
the
a
other side of
timeout.
the stage. Energy's back up, and
Take a time. Interesting to take a time out on your attack because really it's your defense where they've been shit. But I think this is good for Giants as well. You know, get a good sense of what they want to do. Maybe just take a gamble and just hope that they come to you, right? That was a big moment by Vitinho, stepping up big time. I mean, if this is a fake comeback, though, I mean, this is a
You're talking OTs.
big time,
16-14s have been there.
big time fake comeback.
Their
6 rounds in a row to lose. 6 rounds in a row and an overtime round, and then you lose.
Oh, we'll see.
was it even Vitality 17-15? Am I misremembering? They go the distance either way.
Definitely
They go for a mid push. Taking a gamble.
14-13 now. You know, GX have got more OTs locked and loaded for
Now, if
Heretics.
they wait,
Well, they certainly hope they've got
10
at least
more
one
seconds.
more. Stun lined up perfectly. That's caught them.
They
It's
were
sent
aware.
Purple
They knew
forward,
it
but
was
he wins
coming
the
and it
fight.
didn't work.
And the blast packs buy them time to get out. Cloudburst does exactly the same. As far as 2 players being caught in a stun at the start of the round, aggressive in the open with no support, I think you could say that went pretty well for GX.
That's about as good as that could have gone. You got rid of Woot as well. In the entry frag, he was the biggest problem, being able to run in with that shield. Information has been garnered by Hoodie. And with the aggression on the other side of the map, it leaves him alone. Now, the thing is, he can't fight this. The only thing I expect to see from Hoodie in this position is throwing up a cage and basically just waiting for anybody to run into the trip, or even waiting for them to smoke off the angle for him. Other than that, it just has to be a retake play by GX.
30 seconds
And that's exactly what we're going to get.
Okay, 5v4 retake.
As well.
Probably a lot going to come down to Benji and how they deal with him.
As always, seems to be the man that's left in the position to do the work. No utility put through, but Benji doesn't land the shots, nor does Rienz.
Okay, big
This
fake
is falling
comeback.
apart now for Heretics. They made it to the finish line, but at the last second, it seems they'll be overtaken. Haven on the minds of GX, but they've got to get through Mini-Boo and Boo, the brothers, already denying the defuse, but that is all they can do. 15.
We go to Haven. What a fucking waste of my time. What a waste of time. Boo! I mean, Giants with a better team. They're going to need to come up with a new comp there, I think. Because that wasn't... I just don't think the comp is very good. I think looking at that performance, like, I would just say, just don't play ISO. ISO's probably done. Another bordering Iraq. Well, it was Iran last time. We're going to go Syria. I'm going to go Kuwait.
What would you have done with your time instead? Eat beans.
I don't know. I would have lived my life. Had fun. You know, who knows what could have happened. All the time I could have had. Doing whatever I wanted. Let's do the Geo grid as well. True, Split is leaving.
They won't need a new comp. BCS Split is out, no?
True. I did forget about that. Population under 50 million ends in R. Ends in R. Just think of some countries that end in R, I guess. Myanmar? Is that population under 50 million? Don't know. Risky. The Human Development Index, though, I'm gonna guess Myanmar is a good answer for that. Ends in R. Under 50 million. Ecuador. Which is one that also starts with E. But starts with E, population under 50 million. Eritrea. In Oceania. I mean, this could be anything. What's the least popular answer in Oceania? Let's go Samoa. Starts with E. I mean, Eritrea also would have been an answer for this. Eswatini? I mean, again, I don't really know what the Human Development Index number is. But let's hope that Eswatini is under it. I guess it is. In Oceania. Human Development Index under. Let's go Kiribati. Flag with white ends in R. I mean, most countries, or a decent amount, have white on their flag. Ends in R. Man, why is it so hard to think of countries that end in R? How many countries end in R? All the fucking European ones end in A. Okay, I thought of one, and it does have white on its flag. Starts with E. Does Ethiopia have white in its flag? Man, Eswatini would have been a great answer for this, wouldn't it? E. England. the fuck starts with E? There must be one in the Americas somewhere. A lot of those have white. El Salvador. In Oceania, flag with white. I mean, quite a few of them have the stars, the Southern Cross, don't they? So that's normally in white. So I could go New Zealand. Fiji has the British flag on it, which is white. So let's go Fiji. Marshall Islands. I should have picked the Marshall Islands. I had this flag in our uni house. Papua New Guinea, good one. How many countries end in R? East Timor, Ecuador, El Salvador, Madagascar, Niger, Qatar. There wasn't a ton. Not a ton of answers there. But look at this. Look at me go. Good answers all in all. Okay, I'll be back in a second. I'm gonna fill up my water.
But before that, I am here with Dan once again, Kukuka and Ash. Oh, sorry, another one. I didn't see you. Yeah, that was the first map. Heretics have lost the stage. I don't think anyone expected Giant X with a new player of 2 days of prac. Kukuka would be the team to take them down.
And a new IGL. And FT playing on the Omen, something that we saw in 2020 right at the beginning of the game. Yeah, definitely things are going crazy, but I guess that we're here for it.
Yeah, I'm super here for it.
I'm super here for it. I think I was the only one in the green room who's like, yeah, we're going to Haven. Like, I was confident.
That is not true.
Did you also say it? I didn't hear
I was arguing my ass off, like fighting for my life out there, saying we were going to get a map 3.
It was both of us, though.
Tom is there. Tom, you can, you let us know. Because I was right and you were wrong.
They didn't believe us.
They didn't. But do you know what, though? Hoodie was there just reading them their rights on that sheriff.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's so important to start the match so well, right? I think that it also changes the tides. The first map was so close that you need to, even if you lose the pistol, if you manage to get that second one also on a personal level, for Hoodie to have that performance definitely skyrocketed throughout the rest of the half.
It was a bit squeaky though, you know. Yeah. At one point, we felt like it could have been a comeback or not.
Was it at the overtime?
Yeah, but luckily Fortinho out here trying his goddamn best and saving the map.
Yeah, it was pretty insane, the performance that Fortinho had on this Omen. And then we also saw just a very different Giant X from map 1 to map 2. You can see it here in this double push up towards Heaven, where they're looking to isolate the player that they know is playing screens and they know is low. And they managed to find both, and they were looking to move together, something that was missing on Bind, where we saw a lot more individual plays in comparison to this split, where we really saw a unit coming out from Giant X.
Their first win here on Split, they've gone from a 1-13, right, because they were on the losing end the other day, to having this performance. We were thinking, how do you integrate a player? Definitely Fancy was playing something that he has done in the past. He looked very comfortable, but we need to think about Fortinho and the responsibilities that he's been put through, not only today, but throughout the entire year, right? We're talking about he is the one that was playing on the duelist. Purpo comes in, and then he's like, okay, guys, no problem. I will do whatever the team requires me to do. They could have gotten someone to fill in for what Nuki was doing, but Fidi was like, you know what? No, I'll be the flex. And now he's also going to be playing on the smokes. We can only think what's going to happen now on Haven.
I think when Pipson said that any player should be expected to play any agent anytime, I think he meant Fortinho. I think that's the person he was referring to. But let's talk about this Haven a little bit. Because in a meta where we saw, you know, from Heretics, for example, everybody else is trying the ISO, maybe even running the ISO Neon. GX are pretty much the only team in this patch right now that's going Raze Jet. Do you expect them to maybe stick with that going on to Haven?
Going on to Haven, I don't think so, because when you look towards how these lanes are
Why is that emote called Just Friends?
When you compare it to the other 3-site map like Lotus, the rotations aren't able to be as quick because you don't have those doors that you can break through.
What the fuck is going on with my hair in that thinking emote?
What we tend to lean on here for Haven...
Doug doesn't play for GX.
No, but what I mean is like we have seen the Euro before, and I think that if Purple pulls it out on Bind,
why is that called Just Friends?
That crazy.
I don't think it would be either.
I think on Bind it needed a little bit of polishing maybe. But
no, I do have it kind of hard out at 8 p.m. my time.
See what we're gonna get. Yeah, we're gonna get. Yeah.
Yeah, so they do play the Neon ISO, which I think they'll be a little concerned about right now.
This works though. I like it.
The comp ship.
Yeah, I like this. I think especially when you look over at that Giant X comp, this is kind of what a lot of teams
8 p.m. my time, yes.
As well, just
different
right
time zones
back
exist.
That double initiator with the breach and the Sova.
Yeah, and for Giants,
8 p.m. you mean
attack a lot of executing power with Purple
20?
on the Neon, then Fiti.
Sorry, I didn't realize you're fucking German, number one, Joshy.
He played on the first map.
Is he German?
This is so surprising to see.
Oh yeah, it is not 8 p.m. No. No, here it's 20 hours of 24.
But I do also have my eyes on Woot being back onto this ISO. Felt a little bit lackluster on Split.
Both of them, I would say Minibu and Wood were not.
That was
really
nowhere
the
close
pacing,
to
not finding
fucking
the impact.
Indian.
Yeah, I mean,
I thought Wood's ISO was fantastic.
Later. It is the defense.
That was a great German.
Yeah. All right, well, let's see what we're going to get here, because Heretics, with a win on Haven, Mitch and Tom, will lock them in playoffs.
Horrible German?
Well,
you haven't spoken to any German.
Team Heretics not changing a lot from what
Maybe
we saw
more
in the previous.
Austrian.
I do feel like if we saw Haven last week, we might have gotten this same comp. They'll carry it forward here still with a lot of
Kid didn't think
it.
Kid won't think that's Indian, because no, it didn't sound anything like
by
Indian.
their turnaround. Last time they played split 13-1. Now they got up to 15.
It's their first win. Yeah, it literally is the first time they've won it this year, and clearly came in with a game plan. But I am a little bit more worried about this map, just because I think although Famzy was able to do well on the Omen, it definitely looked like he thrived playing that Raze. Yeah. So I would have liked to see them maybe try and keep a double duelist for this one, but I don't think they're going to vary their comp too much.
A lot of things to look forward to. Mini Boo on a Neon, always a thrill, but Purpo matching him on the other side. Most importantly for me, as always, Woot. This man, the point of contact, the tip of the spear for Team Heretics.
Again, we're on defense with this comp, which is going to probably struggle mightily, I would have thought, on defense.
This agent is going to be used for some of the more aggressive plays that you can go for. I think it probably opens up a lot more A and C long aggression to just go swinging through.
Ooh, just
maybe
as
some
the camera's
cheeky
about to
garage
see him.
peeks. Maybe just saving that shield for the retake.
Destroys
For
camera.
now, a minute left on the clock, and GX have taken a bit of space. Problem for them is how
be hit
wide
with a
open
late
A is. The push could come through, and
lurk,
they
or
would be
just
none
keeping
the
their
wiser.
options to
So
come
I
here.
expect them to be a little bit quicker and a bit more focused on one direction in the
But
next
we have
couple
no
of
control
seconds.
over A, so we're keeping 2 players here.
Smoke will potentially delay them a little bit
Gonna
more.
build
Never
this
mind.
little split
Woot's under
idea.
pressure. Shield up. It's actually going to be
And
Purpo
Purpo
goes
gets
through.
that kill, wow.
Completely ignores Woot, and well, he's even going to win that battle as well.
Nice for Purpo.
A
Yeah, I
huge
think Heretics are
individual
in trouble.
play from Purpo to start. Miniboo wants to try and get back in as quickly as possible. Almost caught with stun in hand, and Paranoia will force him back even further.
I think we've seen a lot of this on the new
One,
patch.
it's
I mean,
down to
obviously this
1v4.
comp
I guess it is
probably
Purpo on
back
the
with
Neon.
the
I should
old
be most
ISO. I
excited
think
about. Not
was
a bad
obviously
start
better,
for
but
him, dealing with Woot, opening up this site completely.
I think we've seen a lot of
Miniboo, let's see if he can fight back against
bad
4.
comps,
Benji
if I'm
can
being
do it.
honest.
I'm not sure. Even in this,
You know, and I get that people are trying to
Purple's
cook
already
and all
spotted
that, you
info
know, with the
there,
new
and a
stuff, so I'm not
firing
like
squad of
against it,
players,
but
and even a wall bang to finish it off.
I think there is a
1-0
lot
for
of
GX, a pistol under their belt, and a solid start here on Haven.
Yeah, just not
I'm really
great
up
comps.
in the air as to what we're going to see here. I have no idea on expectations, especially with these
like we just don't have the
compositions.
info here,
But I'm excited to learn.
you know?
Yeah, I think all in all, the comp.
You just don't have the info here.
From Heretics, I'm not a huge fan. Like,
No.
I think it's just the loss of so much utility. Like, you don't have any information, like, really, other than just aggression. Like, okay, you've got yourself the Cypher as normal, but it's more so just not having an initiator that can actually, like,
So yeah, we're just gonna
find
be.
out stuff of where they're going, which on a
I don't know.
three-side
I
map is
just think
always
we've seen a
little
lot
bit
of
more
backgrounds.
difficult
You
to
know,
play
I think
against. It means
NRG's
you kinda
comps
have
have
to be
mostly been shit.
aggressive, and it forces you
I
into a
think
stance that's
we saw EG
a little
have a
bit more
horror. Some of the
difficult
Icebox
to
comps have
adapt.
been god
And
awful.
I think the GX are going to know that. You can see sort of patience in a lot of these early rounds, but then they also have that
EG included.
explosive side of Purpo, which I think we've seen it on
So
Lotus
meant to be a
before.
double bounce.
This guy's a really good Neon player.
Well, if you hadn't seen it before, I think the pistol round might have taught you that, but I'm sure there's plenty more
Okay,
examples
they're
on the
gonna
way.
walk back into a 4 stack. We're
1-0
gonna get a drone
starts.
here.
He's GX in second round, move towards Garage.
We'll probably see Miniboo.
The rotations haven't come through. Still heavily stacked on A. Miniboo falling back as if he's under a lot of threat.
They didn't know that everyone else was there. They do now.
The spams in the other direction.
Oh no, they don't now, but they went anyway.
But they're continuing to aggress. Team Heretics on the side angle.
Keep going into it.
Able to pick up 2. Rienz is known to be here, although he's getting a little bit closer. 1 bullet. Need to reload there. Lovely stuff. And 2v3, opportunities for damage are definitely in play, especially with Benji Fishy not having rotated. Being sat in the exact same position. Only downside being he doesn't have any info behind him, so he'll have to split his attention a bit.
Hurt the stabs. He knows that they're pushing long. Timing here could at least get him 1. That's the first kill under his belt. Anything more was going to be difficult. Let's give him Rienz a little bit more of a chance. Stun is available, but
okay, I mean, it's not bad for Giants. I was a little surprised, so I think at a certain point, Giants must have figured that, okay, we've seen this guy here.
Yeah, like you said,
we've seen this guy. Then this guy started shooting. Then we got a breach stun from across here. Like, okay, already we're on to 3. And they just kept going anyway.
Depending on how much they decide to invest, you know, they do obviously have quite a few credits at their disposal, and we're seeing the investments.
Are you an England fan now, kid, as well?
4 rifles and a pistol. All in all, not bad. Good opportunities for them, especially attack side. Oh, even the stinger coming out from Cloud. He's investing a little bit more. I know Ash is going to be happy with that. I've learned Ash is to the stinger what I am to the Odin. Bad. Wow, there was no need for that. Nice stun coming out of Purple.
Okay, 1 for 1.
Police catches Miniboo up close and trades out those fights.
And around like this.
Is every stream chat like this? What do you mean?
A little bit more
how do you see emotes?
With these early fights going their way. As said,
it's an extension called 7TV.
By Heretics, it does sort of put them in a bit
Get
of a
7TV.
Of how they've got to play this map.
What does it look like? It looks like think of a fat, drunken England football fan with no shirt on, falling over
difficult at times.
Chairs.
So it's going to be interesting to see how they become adaptive. And I'm liking the fact that GX, after getting that early trade, are just patient. It's some very deep positions being held by the opposing side. But they also then don't really have any information about where this push is going to be going.
Again, this is the problem you highlighted, Tom, to do with this composition.
So only for PC. I don't think you can get on mobile, can you?
To drone short, you know, you could get early rotations. You could have Rienz in position at least towards B so that he could stun either side, regardless of where the contact comes in.
So again, I mean, they're just lacking this info, right? Like, I mean, look at where we've ended up.
Fishy finds himself facing down against a lot of players, but not alone. This time Wood is here with him, shield up, ready for the fight. He's got his first, but that is all.
We're just lacking the info.
Shutdown of both
don't know where to be.
Rotates have come in just in time, but even then, just in time for a bit of damage. Purpo and Patino both
still do have, you know, a stun, a flash, aftershock, a smoke.
Does have a full belt of utility to play with.
This is good.
They're actually going to get aggressive. The 2 lower HP players leaving Cloud on his lonesome, but they're wrapping back around behind. This isn't going to be expected. Nobody really watching in that direction. They've already managed to bypass a lot of the awkward positions.
Nice from Giants.
It's a beautiful
I think Team Heretics
by the side of GX, and well, you could say the Heretics were none the wiser.
This game's going to teach them that you can't afford to play shit comps.
With both players low, if you stay on site, wall bangs or open fights, not going to favor you. So instead, they take matters into their own hands. Miniboo's early aggression being cancelled out. You saw the flash, you saw the stun. It was gorgeous work from this side, and then moving back in the other direction. Take advantage of that C site, but how they managed to deal with Benji, Fishy, and Woot, who shielded Woot, and it seemed the timing was good too. Benji took.
I mean, like the thing is, they ended up in a spot, right? We're in a 4v4. They had 2 players on A, they had 2 players on C, 0 people on B. They could have hit any of the 3. They could have gone through any lane, and they probably would have won the round.
In this stage, in
right,
the last stage,
they could have gone anywhere there, and they probably would have won the round. Right, because it would have been a 4v2 on A, it would have been a 4v2 on C. They would have just got the spike down for free with, you know, no info of where anyone is if they went B. Like
12-6 down, goes to OT.
It was going to be rough for them.
Proven that no lead is too big. In this round, at least, I'm not sure we can have too many expectations. Miniboo and Wu already down. And again, it's just patient from GX, waiting for them to make some sort of mistake. Play a little bit more aggressive. Stuns into both back corners, nowhere safe to stand.
I guess in scrims again, they're probably
Benji,
just, you know,
even just trying to
out-aiming
get into the
everyone.
site is met by
I guess, so they think they can just,
nanoswarms.
you know, get away with it. Which, again, on the
Taking
old
a
patch,
hefty
maybe
amount
you
of
could have
damage.
done,
There's
right?
not really
Maybe you
anywhere to
can just...
stand, and I'm liking the
Maybe
fact
the
that
old
each
ISO
time
shield
GX are
was
not
good
just
enough to
sitting
just
there and allowing them
that,
to retake. They are making it awkward.
He's IGLing. I'm pretty sure Cloud is IGLing just because his aim doesn't seem to be as on it from what it normally is. So I think Cloud is IGLing, but I don't 100% know. But it keeps focusing on him, and he keeps talking, and his first couple maps were amazing.
Heretics with pistols, with early pushes, with jump scare fights, or even stacks on the back of a site that they managed to come out on top in. Not this time.
I think the bigger issue for me as well, though, is the fact that we're not really seeing much needed to be used in terms of ultimates and stuff like that. Like, you've still got the Hunter's Fury available, Overdrive as well. Like, this is a lot on the line here.
Okay, so they put the Cypher on A.
For GX, and already
wow,
they're
that
try and
hit
get
him.
that opening pick. Boom,
Oh, and he
hasn't managed to
TP'd right
escape.
into it.
That's a great start.
Now they go
Cloud.
for a fast
and they're
flood.
straight in
Everyone's
on the back
here.
of it. No stopping this train. Oh, okay, maybe there is. Miniboo does well. He was blinded up there, still got his one. Now, Woot's chance with the shield back online. The ult's gonna be popped. He's caught someone, it's Vitinho. Oh, he was big on the last map, but a big play needed here, and it's Woot coming out on top. Shield not even gonna be damaged. And the spike taken.
Okay, now
Hoodie has a 1 versus 3 to
missed
attempt.
the nanoswall.
And sure, the shield will at least be gone from Woot, but he's got a meat shield of 2 players to work with.
Okay, so Giants, they just need to realize that they just got to play slow, right? Just play slow. You never want to play fast against this.
They know he's gone too because the turret the alarm bot went down.
Yeah, the problem is he's going to have to take his time, worrying that maybe Benji's still here or someone's lurking around in the darkness, and instead he's going to be flanked on. He might not even get a chance to plant this spike. Left in the open, all too easy for Woot. And well,
okay, big for Heretics, get on the board. And yeah, if you're Giants, what you need to learn from this round is just don't go fast, right? You got the first kill with the Silver ult, and I think this is why they went fast, right? Because the Silver ult got a kill.
Right along the line of it, so it didn't really help out.
Just starve them of info.
Andy,
you know, if you get a first kill, starve them of info. Don't let them do anything.
Blind. I saw he was in the path of the paranoia, but there was that split-second window we just saw where Miniboo had an opportunity, and he seized that opportunity right off rip. And even then, as they have to swing out to clear off the corner that he quickly runs into, that opens the door for Woot to take those fights. A very early bit of aggression coming out. Vulnerability put out by Woot as Miniboo tried to follow up on the kill.
So this, I like this kind of setup with the Cypher generally, right? Like, be aggro in a place, right? And then you all disappear, but you still have a Cypher cam to check in behind it later in the round. I think this is always a good setup.
15 seconds of the round, so not going to have that to play with at least. On the other side, sure, a similar few pieces of utility have been used. Purpo at the speed of light, trying to make his way in towards this A site. But it's all a ruse.
No, they haven't had enough there to really make this ever worth it.
Open, but that's not going to last too long.
This camera got destroyed, I didn't see that, so I'm going to guess they saw them.
Well, there's some information there. The paranoia, though, obscures a lot of it. Big fight for Rian's. He's actually going to put the Rolling Thunder in. That's caught them. They're all stunned up and now gunned up. Easy peasy.
Like, you want to be hitting the site like they did on that bonus round. You want to hit the site with like 30 seconds
impressive on this Neon in the first round, but he smoked out with Spike down on the site, a flank underway.
This is just a horrible,
chances have got to be,
like,
if
that's
not
a
zero,
nothing.
very damn close to it. He has found the one player, isolated the fight. Well done.
Well, that was just a nothing idea, really.
Will not be moving very soon.
No, with
interesting. They go for this.
I'm
going to call them EG trips because they kept doing it on Lotus.
Silly play from them.
Yeah, that is literally a ranked fake, right?
My main worry
We're
was
using
one
bit of
GX was really
one bit of util
It
fake.
was getting to a point where breaking it was going to be almost impossible. But 2 rounds like this, a couple of cleaner ones as well.
And then if you're doing this fake anyway, you're hoping to drag people across. Why the fuck are you ending B? Like, you know, just the round makes no sense.
Double up, get themselves to 2, and it does seem like being able to get their players in the right place at the right time, like the utility coming out from both Boo, and more importantly, Rien's, set them up nicely just to almost deny before they even got into a post plant.
What a start from Cloud on the IGL as well, 10-3 for the Sova. And he's been impressive all series long. I feel like a silent performer at times.
Giants still have a lot of money from their first 4 rounds, but
even on Split, had his rounds in the off angles. Taking that more supportive role.
Immediate stun, smoke, and just worried for a reaction. The thing is, though, again, GX are being a little bit more patient with it. The drone is almost definitely going to have to force Minibu back, but he stays in this aggressive position, hoping that maybe he can catch someone off guard, but after not getting anything immediately, it has to be the fallback. The danger, though, is that
and now go quiet. This is good. This is what we need to do.
There's not really any support.
Yeah, if there was a Killjoy on Team Heretics with ult online, that round would make a lot, well, maybe less sense with the hyper-aggressive position. But it seems like they have alternate plans. Spamming through the smoke on the choke point, an opening duel is found. That's Cloud, 10 and 4 now.
Okay, full
the rest of the squad
retake. We still have full breach util
through this choke point. I like the fast lane helping them out, blocking that angle, even forces Purpo back.
The vulnerable. Both paranoias still online. Already the stun's in, so much utility. Observer's Nightmare into play, but it's the defenders doing everything.
By Heretics.
Leaving Hoodie 21 HP and just run for the hills, my friend. There is absolutely no chance that you're winning this from this point onwards. Holding
again,
on
like
to the gun is the best case scenario.
Round,
really
right, by Giants. Like that's the kind of round that they should be going for.
Well, you could see
and
why that plan was initially put in place.
The site.
Yeah,
unlucky with the
spam.
I
you can account for Boo finding the opening, but
retake.
the retake with all that utility is terrifying.
Ideally, you want the Omen flash.
The paranoia, the swing in with the vulnerable. You're doing so much damage as
It's funny how you get the back and forth these days in pro play, right? Like we use a neon wall, it forces out a stun. We use a bit of util, it forces out an aftershock. Thing is, they just needed that Omen flash to be in hell, really. Like you want to be in hell as the Omen, really, to Omen flash. But I thought that was a good round. Like, that's the kind of round that I think, you know, is good. Okay, they had a good retake. Good for them. Right, we still have money to buy here. You know, maybe they could prioritize ults a bit more in terms of who's planting and stuff. But, you know, it is what it is. Giants are washed. I don't think they're washed. I think that's just a nice retake by Heretics, but you know, that is what it is. You know, and that's the thing on the A side, really. You can't really be proactive on A unless you're going to TP into heaven or something.
The opener for GX at 4, and they're using those light shields.
Most underrated player in VCT. It's probably someone on like a bad team, really, isn't it? Like if you're actually asking that question, who's the most underrated player?
I think it was the right time.
Probably someone on a bad team, so I don't know. Maybe Som.
There for GX. They'll look to keep it that way. Fighting for a fifth. An early battle from Minibu tries to deny it. He is tagged up, but he's not deterred. Instead, determined to take these duels. One-way smoke. It's not something you want to see him push around the other side.
Elite is a great answer. I think Elite is probably the correct answer. Yeah.
Pre-fire going through.
That's the kind of team that it's actually on.
The wall's a little too
Noswar is another answer, I think, though.
Seems like a more direct approach.
You know, like a good player on like a mid to bad team that people don't really care about.
Will call for a rotation, but it seems like again GX just showing themselves on one side, leaving a man behind, and then immediately swapping back. But you can see again, like Boo, he's done quite well to just play contact and then rotate back quickly. We saw the same thing when he was playing Sewers. All the idea is here is just to make sure they have information.
People keep saying May, but May gets a lot of attention. Everyone just calls DFM
that initiator, so he's using himself.
Yeah. So far to great success. They've called the rotations last round, and now
okay, they got
hold on. Well, what was heard?
But they're
what
drifting back again. We're going for this bad fake.
Back. Nothing on A, and instead it's going to be a stack up towards C. Woot does lose his life, but they shouldn't expect this many players to be here. Never mind. Minibu is deleted immediately. Good flash, but headshot out of Hoodie. Well, that will deter further re-aggression and get a plant in for GX. This fake, it didn't fully work. It almost backfired. But now they found themselves in a 5v3
tank is a good answer, yeah.
And well, I don't think Rians has long to live. The flash saved him for a moment, but not a moment longer.
No, and again, you can see that Heretics were just almost pushed and pulled across the map quite a bit by just these almost fake outs by the side of GX, and maybe not expecting some of those players to be in such deep angles by the time they actually took the fight. I think Hoodie does well, like the hitting a dink, but also getting one of the picks in towards the side. But hey, just when those fights, those individual plays don't go the way of Heretics, it's again where you see. I guess what is missing when they're not playing the retake as a group. Like, you don't have as much supportive utility to sort of support someone like Miniboo when he's taking an individual fight.
Yeah, and sometimes he doesn't need it, but
I mean, that style of round, again, they did figure it out. You know, I don't love this fucking like random neon wall fake they're doing. I feel like they don't even need to use it there, right?
Move back, try to sell the fake.
Or like fucking stay here longer, right? Neon wall the site and then run up and down here, right? And send out a stun. And then just run back whilst these guys are walking in here.
Got out of it was better because they managed to isolate some duels. They managed to take down some players instead of setting up a full retake.
I feel there's much better ways of doing it, but
which Heretics have been pretty good at
so far. Okay, they got this 4-stack A again, looking for this fight.
Tom, and if you told me there was a chance that GX would beat Team Heretics, I'd call you a fool, Tom. I'll be honest with you, especially with Substitute recently and change of leadership not that long ago.
Right here.
But they have really landed on their feet with this, well, these maps at least.
Oh, I hate the fucking, you're not just doing a fucking BX.
Anybody predicting GX to win this series is
cover going out.
Okay, this is good. This kind of angle is good.
Of GX or part of the organization themselves.
Yeah, exactly. you can't even say they're Spanish anymore, right? Because I think they go with Heretics.
Well, here we go. Re-aggression doesn't actually get anything. Again, GX are out of there before things get too problematic. And instead, now looking into a slightly emptier site. Now, you have to bear in mind that Fitinho is one off his ultimate. Same for Hoodie.
And it is slow.
Easily be a massive change for this round. Woot under pressure. Has support from Boo. But again, it's going to be isolated fights. And again, it's almost just a bit of a ruse. They slow walk back into that B site. Rians, though, has done well.
That's big, though. No smokes now. They're going to be vulnerable from this side.
Expect the wall bang play, and the second one, too, Rians. Tell me a third one. Always love to see it. Got some support here as well. Although flashes are no longer in play for Rians, they have still got Boo on the paranoia. Problem is, he's a little far away. Not sure he's going to use it from there. Coming up behind and taking the fight just now.
Cloud wins the fight, though, and they win this fight, too.
Up the side control with Woot down. Flash now focusing on another duel. They're not stopping, and they might wish they did. Rolling Thunder from Fitinho. It's used right off rip. It's caught a player up close. Benji.
You have to kill him, bro. No, no, no.
Trying to run the clock down a little bit further.
No, what a waste of an ult.
Needs to be attempted pretty soon, and well, it will be because they've dropped Fitinho.
I don't care if both of them are there. You have to try and take a fight there, surely, man.
Just one away. That was a chaotic round from GX, and I do feel like.
I mean, I know we can see where he is, but you have to surely see that as your chance when he's ulted. Even if they're both there, you might kill them both.
But that's the thing, there have been moments in this game where they've struggled versus the retake, so they want to, we've had successes and failures where they try and re-aggress. This time it just comes off the back of another sort of hero play from Benji and Rians.
That is a big round.
They won a lot of fights that,
I mean, again, Giants, their money is kind of crazy, but
was they would go the way of GX, but when those
like either you don't commit the ult or you have to get a kill while someone is ulted. And you know the one of them is ulted. I guess you might think the other isn't, but again, I feel like 2v1, you got to take a risk.
This is where the ults are starting to come into play. And I'm mostly looking at Hoodie with an opportunity here to just
they're just going to go for the lockdown, guys. It's going to become a more popular lockdown idea.
Have to fight for some control unless they're dropping it right there in the corner. In fact, they will. This does leave a safe space towards the back of C site. Rolling Thunder's going to be used.
Nice stun back, though.
No safe space.
Nice.
Not for the attackers. Benji right on them. Already taking down one. Lockdown destroyed. Boo striking from above. He does damage. And as he's being hunted down, his teammates were there. But they weren't able to convert the kill. And now Miniboo's kind of isolated on the backside. Purpo able to drop him.
No, the thing is, they don't have the spike, but they do have Omen.
Purpo was already out of this round. I was ready to add an orb to the HUD, but instead, it's a 3 versus 3.
3v3, big flank coming in again.
Being a threat. The flank.
You hear him? You'll hear that.
It's being heard. It's definitely being heard now with the shield activated, but dealing with it will be a different thing entirely. Vulnerability, it's perfect. It's caught him, and it's an easy kill for Woot. With shield regenerated, he'll move towards the site, but Purpo is tearing through his teammates. Famzy with another 2 HP left. The shield soon to disappear, and no wall can protect them from that side.
Okay, Giants,
on the
nice.
board for GX.
again, a lot of these rounds have become incredibly
That was crazy Neo play by Purple to get out. Realizing he had no bullets, running away.
Very well from the side of Heretics, like pushing them back into a pretty awkward spot. You had the re-aggression of Purple, who actually runs out of bullets mid-fight and still manages to get away with it. And that's the big thing, like him escaping, so much more important. Right back into the fight to get rid of Miniboo, and then he just takes over the round. Like that was a Purple round through and through. And, well, if we're comparing at the moment, he's definitely been the better of the duelist. 11 and 4 right now.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we got a taste of it in the pistol round, but it hasn't really stopped. It keeps rearing its ugly head.
I think he's saying we should have waited for Woot there. You know, when Woot gets this kill, these guys don't need to go anywhere. They can just, like, big chill. Wait for him to come first. Wait for him to swing around this angle first, because obviously they know that he's there. And then you go off him, like, in the info he gives you. Will Heretics even qualify this right? Yes. 100%. I mean, again, they'll scrap this comp idea, I'm sure, because it's not very good. But as long as they don't play troll comps, like, they'll be fine. Right, like, the comp is just costing them so many rounds because they have no idea where to be, right? Like, this is a comp where really, if we're being real, with this comp, they should be playing, like, Paper Rex, like crazy fucking shit.
End this half with 5.
But they aren't, that's not their style.
Yeah, they should be. They should be. Again,
you can try a setup like this if you want, but if it goes quiet for a minute, eventually you're gonna have to move from this. Right? Eventually, like they're gonna eventually move from that. Look, it took them like 15 seconds, and we're already like, ooh, maybe they could have walked garage. Okay, this is good. Getting in here is good.
They've got players in position. GX are just coming up ahead. Now.
And like this is a good setup, right? This is the kind of like deep info that we need.
But Heretics are just
right? We need deep info like this.
Backed off in some ways. Yeah. In other ways, Woot's pushed up C-Long.
Yeah, they have to. They have to.
My favorite team loses take on the excuses.
Composition has around it.
Is having a shit comp an excuse? I would call that me blaming them. I wouldn't call that an excuse. I would say that. I would say like, don't be shit.
In front,
Fix
just to
your
create things a little bit more awkward, but not going to have any problems there. And now Benji going to be under pressure again. The full force of this squad barreling down at him. There's no escape. Purpo just too quick at his heels, and already with a post-plant Hunter's Fury.
There's been a neon value. Now we've seen this A retake be good before, but now in a 5v4, I said we want our Omen in hell for Giants. Here it is.
That's the case.
And now whenever this starts,
to 1v1 to even things up. I know someone who has an ult online.
It stops.
Not a shield.
The aftershock was bad though from Dino. We should save that.
Instead, grouping with the team, and it's not worked out.
Nice.
Absolute desolation from the side of GX with Rian's left to try to save this.
When am I leaving for my pub quiz?
Already pushing up close.
Either when this game ends or 8 p.m.
7 for GX. One last shot for Team Heretics to keep this close. Deny that 8-4 lead. It would require a pretty big comeback. GX come in. Well, they've got a Neon ult. They've got a Sova ult. It's not the most in the world. What I'm terrified about, if I'm on the side of GX, is that man Wu. Once he activates that shield, it fires through the ultimate.
I think I'm doing anything special for 100k.
Yes.
Maybe I'll do a full Ask TMV.
Heretics were yet to drop a map. They were
I'll do a video style of questions for TMV.
And Foot. I think teams that expectations a little bit higher coming into split number 2 than the likes of GX, but
my opinion on Furia, I mean they're better. I mean, I watched. Look, I didn't see the last 2 maps. The only thing I have from Furia
versus Na'Vi
is that I saw the throw at the end of Haven. I mean, some of the worst gameplay I've seen.
Teams they have.
But obviously they won the other map, so it can't have been that bad. And they got to 12, so it can't have been that bad. But literally as soon as I tuned in, they started giga throwing.
I don't think he caught anyone. Nobody caught off the back of the ultimate from Woot. Now they try and run in, and it's just a blender. Boo up above is the only real threat left, with Benji only having a pistol, and that threat was absolutely nothing.
That's a real shame. Even waiting until the spike plant, it could have been so much different, but Woot had already activated his shield, so he had to use the ultimate, and that ultimately
Why do I always sleep on G2? You mean the team that I put number 1 in my last power rankings?
To close out the half.
Some of the fans of these teams,
realistically,
What are you fucking talking about?
Going to an OT,
you picked NRG over
Heretics
G2.
On match
Yeah, I was
series,
wrong.
And as you pointed out, playoff point. It must have felt over in that moment. Sure, you're always going to believe. You got to try for every round.
I've also
every
put
inch
a G2
is worth
second and
fighting for.
first
The
in my power
reality
ranking.
is, in their minds, in their
I'm
hearts,
to put them
it
0.
must have felt like that was the end. And now, 8-4.
Yeah, but you can't say so. Right, this is the problem, right? You can't say why do you always hate G2? What do you mean? Why do I always hate G2? Here's some examples of me not hating G2. Yeah, but you didn't pick a. Yeah, but you picked against them once.
So they've got to be on MIB.
Well, that's not me always hating on G2, is it?
Oh,
Sorry.
I don't want to be anywhere near your DMs. Look to you.
Maybe a little bit mean.
Look to you, sir.
8-4. We've seen Heretics turn these before, but that look for Miniboo is not something we've seen in a while. Normally this team is happy, laughing,
Why do I always hate
cheering.
Liquid? Because Liquid will never
But it's
prove me
been
wrong.
a different story for him in this matchup. He didn't have a great split. Not looking his best here either. They definitely could change going into this attack, but they want to get that pistol off the
3
mark.
players
He's
here,
leading
but
the
nice
way.
by Heretics.
First kill, the tip of the spear of Miniboo, and Woot up right behind him. But again, Puppo does incredible work. It
Now
should
again,
have been a
this
case where
has
maybe
to
he
be an
gets one,
attack-sided
but
conflict.
he's made this
Heretics,
possible.
and you would think
He has
it's probably
indeed.
going to be a lot of just
Paranoia
hard
still for
exits. You
Fancy,
would have
although
thought.
the same can be said for Boo. The shield should be going down for Woot any second now, if not already. So that's at least something for GX. Smoke fading. As he goes right on in up close, and he almost got a shot at the second player. But Famsy's left to do it. And a clean shot from Rienz puts that to bed. Pistol
Okay,
round
big
for
pistol
Team
for
Heretics,
Heretics.
and the road to recovery begins. Gap is now 3. But this is where things fell apart last time. Over on split.
You
They
want to
won
play
the
a lot
pistol.
of fucking
They lost
close
the
angles.
follow-up.
With
The
you
other thing I'll
again,
say
you want to
about
judge
Miniboo
against this comp
is
if you're
that
fucking.
So far, yes, Purpo has been a far more impressive Neon. He is 17
If
of
you're
5 after that round.
if you're Giants.
But it's a lot harder to make it work on the defense. Granted, Purpo did just now, but that's a pistol round. And I think for Miniboo, that's where this is where we can see him start to find that value himself. And Woot entering sites is going to be very, very difficult to deal with.
Well, we already saw it in the last map. Woot really coming alive on that attack side. Able to take that first contact and almost just
Liquid
create
winning
havoc.
champs, I don't care.
And this round, well, Purpo's put that extra couple of kills into a Sheriff. Gonna try and do some damage in this round, but that's all we can really expect. Benji's already made quite a bit of presence forward. This is going to leave it. It should be impossible for Hoodie to get anything. Well, there you go. Miniboo just starting to farm. 2 kills already to his name. As said, though, early days in this second half.
Oh, yeah. Listen, we're not going to draw any
What would be the
conclusions
most
from round
unexpected
2
team to
up
win
against
champs?
weaker
What, that
weapons.
still
It was a bit of a
theoretically
miracle
can?
that GX
Probably
made it work
Furia.
last time. It was what, Hoodie
If Furia
walking
won
up in a
champs
split
from this
heaven and
position, that would
doming
be
3 people, catching Miniboo
probably
with
the
his back turned as
craziest
well.
esports story of all time.
That ain't going to happen this time. Mainly because Hoodie's dead, but maybe someone else will do it. Would be Purpo with how things have
How
been
many
going.
stages of
These
VCT
players
are there?
content to sit back
We
and
are
their
coming
idea is not
towards
just
the
to
end
die to
of
the
stage
spike,
2,
it is
which is
to
the last one.
herd these players into those angles, kill them when they go to exit, drop the weapons and make it costly.
Crazier than EG last year?
Or, if they don't come your way,
I mean, from like this point,
go
yeah.
your own way, straight into the spike. Patino at least gets an orb out of it, but
'Cause, like,
so does
EG
Rianz.
came
Now 2
second
away
in
from a
Tokyo.
Rolling Thunder. The rest of the squad dying for their cash.
So Fury didn't win until what, game week?
Of anybody that's still alive in the server,
7.
Rianz has one of the more high-impact ults, but also is the closest to actually getting it. But that's why they gave those 2 players the pistols at the end of the round. It was basically an attempt for them to try and earn
Who are
up
some good VODs of pros to
something
watch for
extra.
Cypher? I mean, Nats is
this
the obvious
purchase
one.
from
Benji.
Team Heretics is still
Well, he's
one
not
to
doing
fear.
well now, but
4 rifles. Rianz
got a
is going
30
to take
bomb in
that
the last one.
backseat.
Sugetsu,
The expectation
Used
being
to
that
be good.
probably either one of his teammates or one of the opposing team
Less.
will be going down, and immediately you're going to see
to
that
be on a
same
good team.
Sova util being thrown out with an attempt from Purpo to get aggressive, but
Vukashu.
that attempt was denied.
will show you how to aim diff people.
He's falling back to the A site with his buddies, 3 players there. And you see the difference on this GX side in terms of utility holds. They've got Garage and they've got Long held down by
I've heard Canada Man plays a mean sentinel. More of a killjoy player, I think. Though.
It's not like it's giving away a lot of information. Squad's gonna have to walk into it to
Okay, again, they got the triple stack on A.
find out where it's at.
They need to take this A space, I think. Aggressively,
As
Giants.
they make their way through. I
And
think
manage to
there's a
rotate
spam
because
set
you
up for
can't
Hoodie. So
sit with
straight
3
off
people here
contact,
on a bonus
It would just
round.
be spamming away. Unfortunately, the bot's being destroyed. Stratagem hasn't worked. The rotations underway
Okay, we destroy
from
a
GX
long bot
towards
on
the
B, we
site
destroy
now that the
turret on
bot's
C,
down.
and then we're
They have to
coming
keep an
back
eye on
A.
it. And I thought
Have
for
we
a moment they
overthought
might
it?
start to rotate
Maybe.
over in the direction of C.
Giants
Remember,
have
turret
drifted
got
back.
destroyed too, but instead they're
What a
sticking
read,
with
what a
3 on the
hard
A side.
read.
They've made the call. They suspect this is where Heretics are going, and they had
but it
read
might
it
not matter.
correctly. Winning the first fight was Boo, but okay, I thought Purpo had more in him, but good flashes keep him down. They don't know about Cloud though. Surprise, there he is, 1 for him, and that is all he gets. Hoodie here in time to support his buddy, and in fact,
Wow.
win out the round. He didn't get his 3K last round, he saved it for this one.
Yeah, the more important time to come alive, a big one for the side of GX, because you had that sort of explosive take into the site again. And that's the thing, the read from GX was fantastic. Like, you're in a spot where your bot's been broken in mid, then a player breaks the turret on C, so the expectation is, okay, this is either a split now to try and wrap around into the C site, or to go back into the B site and pincer in. And they just stack up on the A site. They have the read, and well, that extra player of Cloud buys time for Hoodie to get in.
That's not a round that
is what
Heretics
ends up
seem
winning
to
the
normally
round.
lose.
Big round from Hoodie, an
Right, I've
important
got 10
one at
minutes, so
that.
if you close
The
this out
problem,
in
though, is
10
how much
minutes,
damage
Giants,
is
that'd be
done.
great.
Like, that was still the bonus. That was still a Spectre. That was still a piece or two missing. Now you have the Rolling Thunder, Overdrive, 1 away for both Neons. And if this round goes the way of Heretics, they're right back in this map.
You can see the coaching staff of Heretics, the players too. Not happy with that round loss. It's starting to build up on them. And yeah, Heretics could get right back into it here, but if GX walk away with the round win, where's the economy at for the attacking side? And the history so far has not been leaning their way. GX, can't believe I'm saying this, but so far they've looked like the better team. That has to change. Knowing Heretics, it will.
Play fast, Heretics.
Especially on that attack. The danger, though, is Purple in this corner.
This is good. This is what we want, right? And again, they
Right,
don't have any
anything
reclear
put
here,
through
so
to check this, a stun, or even just a trade, leaves one side of the map very open. You'd expect someone to clear this, or at least go down. That's the first. Stun not really working out, trying to escape. This is going to be difficult, but he doesn't try and escape. He sticks around for a second. Again, another mammoth task placed on Purpo's shoulders.
Great game.
But he thrives.
30 seconds left.
Well, you had a choice. Get shot in the back or stand your ground. See how many you can take down.
Okay, they got a turret for
Correct
B.
call was made, as we can see. Reposition of the Killjoy
22
utility
seconds.
also. The turret was on B, but the alarm bot had been sat here inside Garage. Now it's been pulled back because of Hoodie's new position. And that timing of Famsi, it nearly put the favor so clearly in their hands, but instead, it's a competition.
What have we got? 2
Still
flashes, a dart,
rolling
omen
thunder
flash. We got quite a lot
Reyes.
for this, but they've got breach ult.
No, not yet. They're gonna wait a moment. Allow GX to get close, and now
but they
the rolling
ult
thunder angle is
only.
pretty bad. It only goes towards the spawn, and the rest of the squad's already gone into the garage.
no
Boom
trade.
has to hold strong. Good stun, good follow-up on the back of it. Rienz gets stunned, but Benji's still good to go. And with the cam up, he knows exactly where
We need to be a
Fatinho
bit
is.
more
Didn't
confident
manage
here,
the
boys.
tag, but he might not need it. Rienz has gone down to secure the round, and the spam attempt good, but not good enough.
Okay, big
9 to
round for
7.
Heretics. Is going to be an
have
eco
found
now
it.
It's
for
funny, they
Giants.
stand the other way around. I think Rienz dies to
done.
that.
It's done.
It really is just who decided to take that angle. But again, just a good response. And it seemed that, sure, the Rolling Thunder didn't do a mass amount, but just that little bit of delay enabled them to just fight the players back towards Garage first without being caught from other positions. Still, it came down a lot to the individual brilliance of some of the players on their side.
Yes! Interesting time to cut off. I think he had more to say. We'll get that in the next replay, probably.
Yeah.
Don't worry about that. But yeah, no, I saw the Rolling Thunder, and originally they'd lined it up more towards B.
So
Then it
again,
gets pulled
you
back,
want,
go towards
like,
the
I
spawn.
wanna
I'm
see
thinking this is a
shotguns and snipers
disaster. Those players are ready. You
against this
can't
comp.
even follow up on the guy that got
Give me
hit by
shotguns
it,
and snipers.
maybe it just buys you
Giants.
a couple seconds.
What are we doing?
But those
You
seconds
should be saving for
were
a shotgun or a
capitalized on
sniper. Well, ideally a
perfectly.
sniper for you, probably.
A gorgeous result for the side of Heretics now. Woot, but he's certainly not going to step into that Nano Swarm till it's gone. Wants to keep his shield online, and that he will do. Moving to the site itself, ready for the retake attempt. Shot in the back, though, and deleted. Okay, a little bit of damage already, a chance. And now it's Cloud that has to convert it. 46 HP on Rienz. 87 with 23 for Boo. It's doable, but the swing is too quick and too clean. 9-8.
9-8.
I think if you're talking about consistency, Rienz has been the player to watch.
Lost a
over this
3v5.
Currently
I would not
18-9,
call that a
which, again,
3v5.
when
If someone's getting traded for a kill, they lost a
like lower
3v4.
weapons trying to set up the rest of the team and still have more than double anyone else on your team, especially when you consider who his team are. That's pretty ridiculous.
Popo having a great day. Also, I am no coach, but this latest trend of no silver on Haven seems absolutely cornless.
Okay,
he's got a judge. They should have a judge. I mean, I kind of agree. So
here's an early fight. Purpo, he's been challenged on both angles. Somehow finds one. Famsi comes up for the support. Great damage done with Benji.
What is
barely
going on?
holding on to life, but still the kills seem to be swinging
Oh,
the
he
other
ran
direction.
out.
Miniboo runs out of juice at just the wrong moment. And with Purpo on
He
18
TP'd into
health,
hell. Did he even mean to TP
matching
into
that
hell?
almost of what Benji Fishy in
I don't know.
effect matching it. There's not a lot that we
A
can
little
hope
late,
from either of those players. It comes down to Boo to create
Need a
this space.
relurk up
No
A.
ultimate to work with. He can't TP
If he
for
dies, I
reposition.
mean-
There's still Killjoy utility watching C, watching B.
Well, you have to go together.
Where
here.
can he take it? Straight into the waiting arms of Cloud by the looks of things.
Yeah, the thing is for GX with the lockdown, they almost don't need to fight this. The smoke.
Oh, no
Well,
way.
You'd think it maybe gives the
He
game
surely
away, but it
knows.
doesn't. Purpo's dead to rights just as he turns. Will be
Bro,
taken out.
Cloud.
And now they're going to try and go back. The problem is, I don't know if you realized Cloud was this close. Just about makes it around the
Bro,
corner.
Cloud,
and now
bro,
any
bro,
worries
bro.
will have
You have to
dissipated.
just swing and
They can
kill
get
him,
themselves
man.
into that after plant. There's only really one angle that they're going to have to
Oh,
keep an eye on.
no.
And there's nothing
you
Cloud
have
should be
lockdown.
able
Just
to do in
lockdown.
time to stop
Lockdown.
him.
What? I thought he was down and out. I thought he was done for. But Cloud has pushed the site when they have a lockdown being placed. Completely disconnected in this 2v2. And now, well, the result is a very difficult clutch. Both players sitting in the same corner. I love this. Who's the first to swing? Is it the low HP Benji? You would think so. Allow Boo to play later on into the round. Already tagged by the turret, and it's Benji to find the kill. A 3K for him. A standard round, I suppose. 9-9, but an utterly ridiculous clutch. That smoke out of Boo, the timing to catch the play in the connector, absolutely
Maybe it's
gorgeous.
just about being a Giants IGL, just forcing you to do
I'm not
stupid
sure if that was
shit.
just an attempt to try and catch a timing, like using the lockdown
I mean,
just
he-
seconds after,
How has he
but
not
it
killed
just seemed
him?
disjointed. And that's the thing that
The
I've
exact
enjoyed.
time. It was at the second he comes out, ults down.
But that's the thing I've enjoyed so far, that GX have had like a lot of synergy. Even if it's been maybe more simplistic than they would have liked, they haven't had as much time as others, but that looked disjointed. That looked like a team with a new player.
It looked like two players with two ideas.
Yeah.
And nothing bridging the gap of the two. Hey, look, maybe it works in some world, but this ain't the one. Big punish from Team Heretics. Stun is good, but they haven't seen Famsi. It's a free kill. He's got his one, and the rest of the squad's actually given up. Even the players that made it through have now gone back.
Well, there's a chance to even things up. Wu looking to take the 1v1 versus Famsi. He's lost it before, and it's a little bit shaky, but he gets it over the line.
Okay,
Putting things
4v3.
back into a 4v4 scenario. Space has been taken as well by Boo.
A 4v4.
Towards the garage.
Told ya, 6 for 8 months.
It's an
Paranoia will be
FPS
thrown
game.
out, but two players
Am I a
still
regular
here.
yet?
Woody almost able
Yes.
to get away with it. But
gonna
Rienz
save.
again is there to save the day.
Yeah, and the beautiful thing about that, and I have to compliment Heretics for it, they have 3 players coming through that choke point. They're swung from 2 angles at exactly the same time, and they divvy up the responsibilities perfectly, able to deal with both. No blind side. And GX left to save on the other side of the map. They will carry these rifles through to the next round because their credits are low. And what that means for Heretics, especially because they're not hunting down aggressively,
to
they're
go,
playing for the
man.
win in this round, just in case. They get to build up their economy. They get a buffer. They'll also take the lead here.
Why does it have
with
to be
double
close?
digits locked in.
Yeah, it's exactly the same as the previous map, but they've started that comeback a little bit earlier. We start to see those individuals popping off again. Rienz just
Why did we have to have a
plays,
fake
but Benji now
comeback in the
starting to
first
come
game?
up to the table as well, and that's just where, like, if you're GX, you needed to sort of stomp out the rounds where you had those advantages. You needed to put those rounds on the board when you had the chance, and
Are you rooting for
now
Giants? I'm rooting for the game to end.
7
Ah!
rounds, obviously the pistol included in that. GX are going to take a moment to take a pause, but we are now.
How long does 3 rounds of Valorant take? 3 rounds is like, what, 5 minutes? Come on. Come on. Come on. Surely this trend doesn't stop now. Surely. Surely, right? Surely. EMEA probably 10 minutes. I mean, you'd think with this fucking comp, just fucking run down a fucking site. Miniboo's had a fucking stinker. Why the rush? Because my pub quiz starts at 8:30. It's now... Hold on. It's now... It's now... It's now... It's now...
At least for him. For now, though, it looks like we're going to get another brawl.
It's now...
A fight of everybody.
8!
With these pistols, you got to make use of it up close, and there it is.
God's sake.
The crazy play is the one that catches Boo off guard. A rifle dropped. Benji to watch the back. I don't think that he was seen by the drone.
You gotta win this thing quickly. We didn't plan. Oh no.
Eyes focused forward, one looking back.
Oh no, we had to use a breach ult again.
Thunder used back towards mid. That's an
unusual we used a random breach ult.
Let me tell you, but it's bought them some time.
4v3, we're cooked.
TP attempt onto long. It should be heard. They should know. He's rejoining his teammates.
Down short and in heaven as well.
Tagged quite low, down to 48 HP. Nice shot from Rianz. This guy's just been on fire. His 20th kill, and now support comes in. Barely needs it. This is gorgeous. Hoodie's the last man standing. As Sheriff
this is good.
A player in heaven to take
Come on,
down
Hoodie, run at the spike. Tap it. Run.
He literally
You're not beating this guy in heaven anyway.
He'll
Give
have
up.
to just sprint down short to even have a chance, or try to bait them into the open. But look at the plan. Vulnerable wall bang, vulnerable wall bang. Now you're running out of time, buddy. Very well played by the side of Heretics, playing with their food, and sure, it bites back, but it's already too late to claim the win.
Yeah, again, like you take this round in isolation and you're looking
at
you
gotta die, you have a Sheriff.
Your opponent
Look at them wasting my time. Come on, come on, Heretics, come on. Win the next 2. Come on, come on.
Financially, has it damaged Heretics? No. Will it put you in a better position for the next round? Okay, you've got an extra ult online. It's not too bad, but ultimately, again,
come on.
Massively. So now you're still staring down the barrel of a gun that sends you pretty much out. You are, it's out of your hands, that's for sure. You're relying on other teams.
If we get a tech pause, I'm ending the stream. If it doesn't tech pause, I'm straight out. I don't care if it's the shortest tech pause in VCT history. If I see the words tech pause, I'm hard out.
Almost at 0 if they lose this map. And those narrow margins could be what costs it, because it has to be said, GX have played excellently today. Like, the level we've seen today in comparison to other weeks is not even comparable.
Someone would give you 10 subs if GX win.
CN gives 10 subs if Giants win. Fuck.
But it might not matter in the end.
That's the sad part. Too little, too late, perhaps. Nice angle by Benji. See one player across the left. He knows that there's 2 inside of Garage, so that will be kept an eye on late into the round. And in fact, they've even got Woot here as well. This isn't just a suspicion of a play. They know that there should be a play coming in here. In fact, Team Heretics fake planted on B, now have come back to the window. I did wonder if maybe we'd see some utility thrown towards Garage,
Heretics.
It will be a slow approach of roll the dice. The C side, they've chosen correctly and caught the fight out of Garage just in time.
Yes, run C, run.
There's no utility to delay over
Don't
on the C
pick up
side
an ult orb. You need to win the next round too, Rianz. You're miles off an ult. Oh no, you waited too long picking up that ult orb. Okay, no, good. That ended it quicker. Nice, let's go. Let's go. One more. Come on. Come on.
playoffs confirmed for Heretics, a place we always expected them to be after their Masters performance and after how well they've been doing in this split. GX have given them a run for their money, but after just one round win, the bonus round is all they've won in the second half. They need to now find 3 in a row just for another bite of the cherry.
I feel like this is going to be the kind of series that haunts these players, the staff, and far into the future. The first map, so close at the start. Heretics ran away with it. The second almost slipped out of their grasp. And here, now GX are behind 3 in a row for OT.
Fast the exec. Perfect call.
Already feel their slot being filled in playoffs, and it's Benji Fishy. Oh, look at the position. It's absolutely gorgeous. He's got one. Slowed down the push. The Odin didn't find success, but there's still plenty more players to fill in the gaps, and they're doing just that.
You know where they both are.
Popping the ult in a desperate attempt, and Cloud does find one straight through the cage. It's not over just yet, but that might be the final nail in the coffin. Big play needed by Purpo. He's moving to the site, but the players just tucked in, waiting for a chance to take the fight together, and they're not giving him an inch. Good look in this one. With time ticking away, even a vulnerable through just to make him slow down.
Moves on time. Oh, great.
Cam catching him. Oh my goodness, he's not got an inch to breathe. And this could be it, and it should be it. It almost.